what if Goku was raised at Capsule Corp? A space pod lands in a wasteland that Dr. Briefs was exploring. When he hears a loud crash, he runs to see what it was, hoping it could be something he could test on, like some type of meteor or alien, until he hears crying from a baby. As he approaches the crater where smoke is coming from, he sees a baby in a space pod. The doctor touches the pod where the baby hand is, and it opens. Dr. Briefs grabs the crying baby and almost drops him because of how rowdy he is. "Oh, you're a chaotic one, aren't you?" Dr. Brief calls his people to bring the ship to Capsule Corp as he tries to get Goku to calm down. And once he does, Brief puts him in the back of his car and they drive back home. Omen and her mom comes to the door where they see that the doctor has a baby in his arms. "Oh, Dad, whose baby is this?" The doctor tells Boma he has no parents or home, and Boma begs her dad to let them keep him. After hearing Boma just plead with him to let him keep the baby, he finally agrees. The Briefs then goes to look inside Goku's space pod to see if his name was inside there, but they couldn't find anything after examining the whole thing. "Well, I guess he has no name." Boma grabs the baby. "Do you want your name to be Goku, little guy?" And Goku laughs and tries to grab Boma's fingers as she puts her hand in his face. Goku's tail starts to move, and Boma screams, "What is that?" Goku is laughing at Boma until Dr. Briefs grabs his tail and Goku stops laughing and moving. Dr. Brief notices this. He takes Goku from Boma and turns him around to see where his tail is coming from. This confirms his suspicions that Goku isn't from Earth and that he's in fact an alien. For plot reasons, I'm going to say that Dr. Briefs pulls off Goku's tail so that he won't, just make the people of planet Earth suspicious, so they won't, try to find out where he is. As the years go on, Dr. Briefs notices that Goku is really strong because of one day when Goku was crawling around his lab, he picks up a heavy piece of metal and he bends it. When Goku is about 6 years old, Dr. Briefs tells him how he found him, but little did he know, Goku has already knew this. He already knew who his parents was because he remembers them from when he was shipped off from planet Vegeta. But he still looks at the Briefs as his family, and he still goes by the name of Goku instead of Kakarot. His family teaches him things that kids his age wouldn't even learn in school. Goku also attended school at one point, but he had to be taken out because of one day when kids was trying to bully him about his hair being wild and spiky, he threw one of them into a wall. Due to Goku being at home a lot, he helps his dad with his experiments, and he helps him create things. Carry things around the lab also, because Dr. Briefs can't really pick things up, he's weak, he's human. Goku also often watches TV, and when he's watching TV, he sees a guy doing martial arts, and he screams to his dad, "Hey, Dad, I want to learn how to fight like this guy on TV." Dr. Briefs enrolls Goku into a dojo in the city. Goku quickly becomes a black belt after being there for only 3 months. As the years go on of Goku just fighting at that dojo, he feels that he's too strong because everyone he tries to fight doesn't want to fight him. Goku's sensei tells Goku he's reached the highest point of his martial arts training at this dojo, and if he wants to become even stronger, he should go find a guy named Master Roshi, because he knows more than what he can teach Goku. Goku takes note of this, but he feels like he shouldn't get his hopes up trying to find a guy that's probably weaker than him. With Goku being the young genius that he is, he creates a robot to train with. After a few days of quickly destroying the robot, Goku comes up with an idea of adding weighted clothing to his repertoire and building a gravity chamber to increase his training. Goku adds on 400-pound clothing, and he falls to the ground once he does, and he struggles to get up. Maybe I shouldn't build that gravity chamber yet. After a few days of exercising and shadow boxing with the weights, Goku starts to feel like nothing is on him. He adds on an extra 200 pounds to his clothing, and he just repeats the process, getting stronger. At this time, Goku power is at about 100. He's at 100 because of all the training he's done in his tiny body. Goku accompanies Bulma when she goes out to find the Dragon Ball so she can have some sort of protection. Goku wants to make a wish instead of Bulma getting her wish because it's pretty stupid. So when the time comes, he'll make sure she gives him the wish. When the two siblings are on the way to get the 4-star ball at Mount Pazu, Goku meets Grandpa Gohan. "Hey, old man, can you give me and my sister that ball that you have?" Gohan looks around in confusion because he doesn't know what Goku's talking about, until he looks at the Dragon Ball that he has on the pillow. Oh, you mean this thing here? Goku and Bulma nod their heads, and Goku goes in to grab it, but Gohan moves it out the way before Goku could realize he did that. So Goku grabs it again, but Gohan also did that again. Hey, Goku, are you a martial artist? Goku smirks. Yes, I am. Are you one also? Gohan nods his head. Goku thinks, could this be Master Roshi? Well, looking at Gohan. Hey, Gramps, what's your name? Gohan says his name, and Goku asks him, does he know another martial artist named Master Roshi? Gohan smiles. Oh, yes. Master Roshi is actually the guy that taught me how to fight. Bulma and Goku both scream out in shock. He did what? Because they think Master Roshi probably should be dead already because Gohan looks ancient. Gohan laughs. Yes, way back he taught me everything that I know. You should visit him and become a student of the Turtle School. Also, I think he has one of these balls that you're looking for. When they leave the mountain, Bulma throws a capsule that forms a house and they go to sleep. Once the morning comes around, Goku goes out and he sees a rock in front of the house and he kicks the rock into pieces. He sees another one, but he doesn't think this is one, so he walks around it and inspects it. But then he notices that it's the turtle, so he picks it up and he runs to shore. And like the original, Master Roshi comes back with the turtle to give Goku the Nimbus. Goku can also ride it because he still peers apart. Before Roshi could say who he was, Goku says, "Are you Master Roshi, the turtle hermit?" Roshi laughs. Yes, kid, that's me. Goku inspects the old man, and he sort of underestimates him. Let's spar. If I win, you have to give me that necklace. And if you win, I'll become your student. Roshi agrees to this, and they both get into a fighting stance. Goku rushes towards Roshi to strike him, but Roshi evades it, and he pushes Goku to the side. Goku runs back, and he throws a flurry of attacks at him. But Roshi dodges every one of them while laughing. You're too slow, kid. Goku takes off his weighted shirt, and it slams to the ground, and rushes towards Roshi again. Who's slow now, old man? Before he could land an attack, Roshi blocks his hit, and with a great speed, he hits Goku on the head with his staff. Goku screams out in pain. Ow, why'd you do that for? Roshi laughs. Kid, you're pretty good. I'm really impressed. I'll give you the ball, and you still have to become my student. Bulma tells Roshi she'll bring Goku back once they've collected all the Dragon Balls. Goku meets Yamcha like in the original, but he quickly beats him, and Yamcha takes a liking to Bulma, and she does for him. So she holds off on asking Shenron for a boyfriend. Once they find all the Dragon Balls, Goku is the one that gets the wish, and he asks Shenron, can you tell me everything about my people's history? Once Shenron grants the wish, Goku holds his head in shock because the Saiyans weren't good people, but he also feels sort of angry because he knows that Frieza is the one that destroyed his planet and enslaved his people. Because of this wish, Goku also learned of the Super Saiyan God in Yamoshi. After this revelation, Goku meets Roshi and he trains harder than in the original because he wants to get stronger than ever now that he knows that it's people out there even stronger in the universe. Goku enters the world tournament and he destroys everyone in it. Once Krillin dies to a Tambourine, Goku feels the rage that he's never felt before. Then he quickly kills Tambourine, but when Piccolo comes out, Goku has a harder time fighting him once he wishes for his youth. But Goku also ends up beating him too. When Piccolo spits out the egg, Goku goes and grabs it, and he takes this to his dad's lab where the egg hatches. And when it does, Piccolo comes out trying to attack Goku, but Goku slaps him away. Kami soon comes down to meet Goku and thanks him for defeating Piccolo and tells him that he's his other half, so Goku won't have to try to fight him. Kami offers Goku to come train at the lookout, and Goku agrees, and they also take baby Piccolo along with them. When they're training, Kami offers Goku the role of guardian, but Goku declines because he don't want to be stuck up there looking over the planet. As Goku trains with Kami, he takes the time to pick his head and get as much information from him as possible about his job, who he is, and who's above him. Goku learns of King Kai early because of the information that Kami has given him. Kami is really impressed when training with Goku because he's much stronger than what he would have expected. Goku's raw speed and strength grows way faster because of his calculated training. When Goku goes into the chamber, he's able to stay about 5 months because of his mental capacity. Goku takes the time to gain control over the Great Ape transformation, and once he thinks maybe this power has another form without going into Great Ape, Goku steps out the chamber. Hey, Kami, can you let Piccolo come in here so I can have somebody to train with? Kami indulges Goku, and he lets Piccolo come in with him. But he also goes in there. After training with Goku, Piccolo, and Kami, they've all grown a lot stronger, especially Goku. Before the last month of their training, Goku tells them, hey, stand back. I'm finna do something. Just enjoy the show. Goku closes his eyes and raises his ki. He lets out a scream and his body begins to grow. His eyes changes the color and his power and hair begins to grow more wilder. Piccolo and Kami is left in shock because of the power that Goku is showing right now. After they leave the chamber, they train as much as possible to help Goku master the power that he's just shown so that he won't lose as much stamina or he just won't lose himself in general. During this time, Goku has also grown through puberty and he's gotten a lot taller. Due to Piccolo being with all of them, he's become more like himself in Z, and he's also grown a lot. He's very much stronger than what he would have been because now his power is at about, I like to say 850, and Goku's about at, I'm not going to lowball him because he did a lot of training. He does have the Akari form now because of, all the training he did and how smart he is. So he's obviously going to train more and more now. As of right now, I'm going to say that he's at a power level of about roughly 1,000. And once they enter the tournament, it goes down to Piccolo and Goku being the last people to fight. And Goku wins the battle. He also marries Chi-Chi in this, but he didn't propose to her when he was a kid because, he already knew what it was and he isn't finna just betroth himself like that. So once they get married, they have Gohan. And in this one, Goku doesn't stop training during the time when Gohan grows up. So he's a lot stronger when Raditz appears. He doesn't live in the forest like he did neither because, he's rich, like his family's rich. So he lives in a capsule corp house. Due to Chi-Chi just living a lavish life, she lets Gohan train with Goku. And she doesn't really trip on him like in the original. Because Goku has, he's not a dummy. And he has like a mind to just defend himself. And he has money, so she's not finna say nothing to him. So they train, and Goku gets a lot stronger. Gohan also gets a lot stronger, but he tries to study a little bit more and create things with Bulma now that she's actually his aunt. My boy Goku drip is a little different too. He's wearing what the Xeno Goku would have been wearing. Goku's personality is also like the Xeno's Goku. Because of the training that Goku did during this time, he's at like a power level of, I'm going to say 10,000 because of, like his training partner Piccolo and Gohan and all the technology that he has to boost him. So it's at like a 10,000. Piccolo's at a slight 5,000. Gohan's at a 2,000. Once Raditz arrives, he goes to the lowest power level that he can feel. He goes to Piccolo. He finds Piccolo meditating and he thinks, Green Man, do you know a saying around here named Kakarot? Piccolo knows that he's talking about Goku because he sees Raditz's tail. And he tells him, what's your business with Goku? Raditz says, that's my brother. After this confrontation, Raditz feels another power level and he sees it on his scouter. Maybe this Kakarot. Unknowingly to Raditz, Goku did this on purpose. He raised his ki so that Raditz would come in his way because he knew that he was coming to this planet because he felt his power in the atmosphere. Once Raditz arrived to him, brother, what are you doing here? Why aren't this planet destroyed? Why are these people alive? Goku looks at Raditz. Brother? You're my brother? Raditz tells him, yes, you fool. Goku says, you don't seem pretty strong. I thought Saiyans would be stronger than this. Why is your power level about just a measly 1,000? My son is stronger than you. Kakarot, what are you saying? Your son is stronger than me. You're not even stronger than me. You're at 800 right now. After listening to Raditz, Goku notices the scouter on his face. Goku walks up to him and he takes off the scouter. What is this? Some sort of communication device? He puts it up to his ear and he wears it. Hello? Who's on the other side of this? Goku hears Vegeta, but before he could make out anything that Vegeta said, Raditz snatches away the scouter. What are you doing, weirdo? Give it back! Raditz looks at Goku and he tells him, Kakarot, join me now, or I will kill you and these people here will die. Kid Gohan runs behind Goku and Raditz sees this. You actually do have a son. Goku looks at Raditz. If I join you, what will we be doing? We'll go to kill Frieza, Kakarot. What else will we do? Goku tells Raditz, maybe we should spar. I have to see how strong you are, actually, because you probably could be suppressing your power. Raditz says, I would never suppress my power. Goku looks on in shock. That's actually how strong you are? Raditz takes this as an insult, and he charges at Goku. Before he could hit him, Goku grabs his arm and slams him to the ground. Don't ever try that again. When Raditz hits the ground, he gets back up and tries to attack Goku multiple times. But Goku dodges every attack that he throws. You need to do better than that if you want to beat me. Raditz starts to get angry, and he starts to shoot multiple key attacks at Goku, but Goku swats away every one of them. Goku takes advantage of the openings Raditz gives when he throws Ki Blast towards him. And when he strikes Raditz in his stomach, Raditz stumbles back while holding his stomach. Kakarot, how did you get this strong? Goku grabs Raditz' scouter and he shakes it again, but this time he mutes it. Okay now, Raditz, since you're my brother, well, since you claim to be my brother, you're on my side now. And if you refuse, I'm going to beat you till you submit and accept your new role. Raditz is still holding his stomach at this point, and he scoffs at Goku because of what he's saying. The other Saiyans are much stronger than both of us. If Vegeta comes here and he finds that I'm not on his side anymore, he'll probably kill both of us if you decide not to join me now. Goku smiles at Raditz. You may be right. If Vegeta is an elite, then he should be strong enough to kill both of us, especially if he turns into a great ape. But if we train hard enough, we should grow stronger than him to convince him to join us. Well, at least I should grow strong enough. I don't know about you, Raditz. Raditz listens to Goku, and he starts to believe what his brother is saying, because if he's been on this planet for this long, and he's way stronger than him, together they can grow even quicker and stronger. Goku holds out his hand to shake Raditz's hand, and Raditz looks at his hand for a minute, then he decides to shake Goku's hand. As they shake hands, Goku smirks, and Raditz starts to feel a bad feeling in his stomach. One more thing, you'll thank me for this later. Raditz raises an eyebrow at what Goku's saying, then Goku throws him into the air, and he flies towards him to strike him in his face. Goku pummels Raditz till he can't do anything but move his mouth. Raditz's body lays on the ground, and he throws up blood, and he slowly loses consciousness. Goku goes to feed Raditz a senzu bean, and Raditz gets up and screams at Goku. What was that for? Goku tells Raditz so that he could get a Zenkai boost. And Raditz looks at his hands and he squeezes them, and Goku shakes the scouter to see how strong Raditz has gotten. His power went from 1,000 to 3,000. You've gotten stronger, but this still isn't enough. You're not even strong enough to fight me. Goku throws the scouter back to Raditz. Tell Vegeta to come to Earth, because you found something here that will make you all much stronger. Raditz does what Goku says, and Vegeta is interested in what Raditz is talking about. Vegeta falls into Goku's plan, and Vegeta tells Raditz that he'll be there in a year in Earth time. Raditz tells Goku that they have a year to train, and Goku nods his head. That'd be more than enough time. Goku picks up Gohan, and he flies towards his house at Capsule Corp, and Raditz follows him. Goku shows Raditz the gravity chamber and his house, and Piccolo arrives at Goku's house also, because he heard the conversation between the Saiyans while he watched from afar. Well, Piccolo, are you here to train as well? Goku makes the idea that it would be good for Piccolo to train with Gohan so he can focus most of his time on Raditz, since he's the weakest of them all right now. Goku tells Raditz to follow him, and they fly towards Kami's lookout to ask for training from King Kai. And Kami takes them to King Yama to request this, and he allows it. Since both Goku and Raditz knows how to fly, they would make it to King Kai's house much quicker. When the duo makes their way to Snake Way, Goku transforms into his Ikari form, and he flies full speed down the snake. Raditz looks at Goku fly away with a blank expression, because he was just left behind, and he proceeds to fly after him. Goku quickly makes it towards King Kai's house, and it takes him within 3 months, so King Kai teaches him the Kaioken, and Raditz arrives after 5 months. When Raditz reaches the planet, he yells at Goku for leaving him behind. King Kai doesn't really want to teach Raditz the Kaioken because he doesn't really trust him. But he does teach him the Spirit Bomb because he don't want to leave Raditz out because Goku begged him to help him. Once they learn those skills, throughout the rest of the time, Goku and Raditz trains in a gravity chamber that Goku had inside of a capsule. Goku wouldn't be able to add as much gravity as he wanted because Raditz was still too weak and he wouldn't be able to move. So he started him off light, and King Kai gave both of them some weights to help them train. As they trained frequently, Goku would ask Raditz how their parents were and what he did once he got off planet Vegeta. Raditz told Goku about his life and everything he's been through with Vegeta and his parents. Goku smirks after hearing that Bardock looked exactly like him. Goku also told Raditz about the life he lived on Earth, but he never said anything about the Dragon Balls and the wish he made to learn everything about the Saiyans. Once the year has ended, Raditz has grown a considerable amount, making his power now at 12,500. He isn't as strong as Vegeta, but he is stronger than Nappa. Goku has reached a power level of 18,000, making him equal to Vegeta. Once the Saiyans arrive to Earth, Nappa and Vegeta fly around the planet to try and find Raditz, but when they realize that they can't find them, Nappa decides to have some fun and destroy some cities. The Z fighters appear and their fight happens like in the original and with Piccolo being killed. Vegeta checks his scatter one more time and two power levels appear coming directly towards him. Once the group meets, Vegeta laughs at Raditz. "Your brother is a weakling? He's weaker than you, Raditz. Why would you want me to come to this planet?" Goku smirks because his assumption of how Vegeta would act is spot on. Nappa sees the smirk on Goku's face and this annoys him. "What are you smirking for, weakling?" Goku's smirk soon goes away once he sees Piccolo's body because he knows that Kami has died also. Goku looks at Nappa and Nappa rushes towards him to try to attack him, but Goku catches his fist and he grabs his scatter and crushes it. Goku then smacks Raditz, sending him flying. Goku looks at Vegeta. "I'm the one who told Raditz to ask you to come to this planet because I wanted to bargain with you." Vegeta scoffs. "What kind of weakling like you have that I would want?" Nappa rushes in back towards Goku, but Raditz intercepts him and he flares up his power. Vegeta's scatter starts to go up in numbers, passing the 8,000s, and he grits his teeth and takes the scatter off and crushes it. "This is impossible. Raditz, how did you grow this strong?" Raditz crushes Nappa's hand, and Nappa breaks free from him. Goku tells Vegeta to join him and they can defeat Frieza together. Goku is smart enough to know that just asking Vegeta this wouldn't work, so he isn't very surprised when Vegeta refuses his offer. Nappa tries to fight Raditz, but he isn't able to win against him because of how strong Raditz is. Eventually, Raditz lands a blow, killing Nappa instantly. Then Vegeta rushes towards him to begin their fight. Vegeta smashes his fist into Raditz's face and Raditz flies. Vegeta goes in to continue to attack him and he taunts Raditz for being weak. Goku steps in and kicks the prince away from Raditz. "I'm glad you decided to fight instead of just agreeing to my proposal. Now I can show you that your elite rank means nothing so that you can lose to a low-class Saiyan." Goku starts to charge up his ki, then he transforms into his Ikari form. Vegeta doesn't know what to say because Goku is showing off a form he's never seen before. "Is this the Super Saiyan?" Goku tells Vegeta not quite, and he proceeds to rush in at him and throws a flurry of devastating attacks towards it. Vegeta isn't really able to do anything. When Vegeta breaks away from Goku, he throws a blast into the air, and Goku allows him to do this because he doesn't know what Vegeta is doing. Vegeta transforms into a great ape, and Raditz covers his eyes, and he screams to Goku to do the same. Goku is bewildered at this because Vegeta is able to trigger his transformation with the energy ball. Vegeta's power has increased, and now him and Goku can fight on even fields, but Goku still has the advantage because of his small size. Goku charges up his ki and rushes towards Vegeta to grab his tail. Once Goku reaches him, he lifts him into the air and slams him on the ground. Before he could get up, Raditz shoots a double sundae at his tail, making it come off. Vegeta reverts back to his base form and he's all beaten up, and Raditz is the same, and Goku's untouched. Goku stands above him. "Do you want to join me now, Prince?" Vegeta says nothing, and he tries to crawl away. But Goku grabs his leg and he flies towards the hospital where he could get treatment for his wounds. Once they arrive, Goku gives Raditz a senzu bean, allowing him to heal and gain a Zenkai. Vegeta watches this and he feels angry because Goku has something that can heal him, but he isn't giving it to him. After Goku has this settled, he decides that he needs to go to Namek so that he can get Dragon Balls to revive Piccolo and Kami. Goku carries Vegeta's body to the ship and he sits him down. "How do you expect to beat Frieza, Kakarot?" Goku smirks. "I have no idea yet, but when I finally meet him, I decide what's the right choice to make." As the ship flies through space, Raditz and Goku trains with some weights on and 80 times gravity. Goku brought along Vegeta with him and he lays him on the bed the whole time so that he can heal properly. Once they arrive to Namek, Vegeta is healed enough to fly away from Goku and Raditz. Goku allows Vegeta to run away, and he sends Raditz to go help the rest of the Z-Fighters. But he decides to stay back because he knows that even though he's at a power level of 96,000 stacked with Kaioken, he still isn't enough to face Frieza, and he wants to be as strong as possible so that there can be no doubt that he will win that fight. While Goku is training, he decides to train extremely hard. So he cranks up the gravity to times 250, and he adds weights onto himself, and he activates his Akari form. But he suppresses his power enough to the point where nobody can detect him. Raditz soon meets up with the Z-Fighters, and they are shocked to see him. But Gohan assures everyone that Raditz is good now and that he's on their side, so they accept him. They soon find most of the Dragon Balls, and they meet up with Captain Ginyu, who has the other balls, and their fight begins. Raditz beats all of the Ginyu Force pretty quickly because he's strong enough, but he isn't able to defeat Captain Ginyu. When he fights Ginyu, he has a hard time, and Vegeta sees that this is happening, so he goes in to try to help Raditz. As their fight goes on, Captain Ginyu changes bodies with Raditz, but he isn't able to use Raditz's full power because he doesn't know how to use a Saiyan's body. Vegeta takes advantage of this and he beats Raditz's body down. And Captain Ginyu tries to change bodies with Vegeta, but Raditz jumps in front of the attack and gets his body back. Raditz is severely beaten up at this point, so he can't really move. Vegeta takes advantage of this and he decides to steal the rest of the Dragon Balls and he flies off, having the rest of the Z-Fighters chasing after him. As they fly away, they soon meet an angry Frieza, and Vegeta drops the balls and gives them to the boys. Vegeta feels that at this point, he's strong enough to take on Frieza, so he tells Frieza that he's a Super Saiyan, and he charges up his power, and their fight goes in like it did in the original. As this goes on, Goku steps out of his ship, and now he feels that he's strong enough to fight Frieza. His power level is at a 120,000 at this point, and he flies directly towards Raditz and picks his body up. Goku flies around, and he soon meets some Namekians, and he leaves Raditz's body there and begs them to heal Raditz. From afar, Goku can feel Frieza's and Vegeta's power clashing, so he decides to fly towards them to see what's happening. Once Goku arrives, he sees Vegeta being held up by his neck, and Frieza throws him with his tail, and Vegeta is almost dead. Goku goes in and he punches Frieza, but Frieza catches his attack with his hand. Vegeta begs Goku to defeat Frieza because he's the one who destroyed Planet Vegeta. Frieza starts to laugh, and Goku becomes really angry. He transforms into his Akari form and he rushes directly at Frieza. Frieza is surprised at this because Goku's power has shot way up. Frieza tries to defend himself, but he isn't really able to do nothing in his third form against Goku. During the fight with Frieza, Goku would be able to hold his own, but Frieza goes straight to his final form, and he ends up being too much for Goku while he's in his Akari state. Because Frieza's power has shot up to 3 million, Goku drops the Akari form, and he uses Kaioken times 20. This increase in power helps him severely, but he still isn't at the level of final form Frieza. And he knows this, so he has to decide to push his body even further by using Kaioken times 25. Because of the strain that Kaioken times 25 puts on Goku's body, he knows that he's on a time limit, so he does as much damage as he can to Frieza before his body gives up on him. Over with the other Saiyans, they made the wish to revive Piccolo and bring him back to Planet Namek, but they couldn't make their third wish because Granddaddy still dies. When Piccolo arrives, he fuses with Nail as Nail's dying wish. Then he flies straight over to where Goku is while he's fighting Frieza. When Goku sees Piccolo, he jumps out of Kaioken times 25 because he knows that Piccolo can hold him off enough for him to catch his breath. Soon after, Raditz appears on the battlefield again because he's all healed up, so he rushes in to join the battle with Piccolo fighting Frieza. The duo is handling Frieza pretty well, so Goku decides to take a little nap because he's extremely exhausted. Gohan and Krillin soon fly over to where Goku is and they begin to shake him because they think that he may be dead. Goku tells them to stop, then he tells them to reach in his pocket and grab the sensu bean. Gohan does what his father says and he feeds Goku the sensu bean. Goku is fully recovered at this point and he has gained the Zenkai boost, increasing his power to the point of 3.2 million. Goku knows that Piccolo and Raditz aren't able to hold off Frieza for long, so he decides to charge up his spirit bomb. Everyone grants Goku their power, and Frieza realizes what Goku is doing, and he tries to stop him, but it's too late. Goku has already thrown the ball towards him. From the perspective of everyone around him, Frieza is seemingly killed by this, and everyone runs towards Goku. Raditz congratulates his brother on defeating Frieza and avenging the Saiyan race. Raditz then looks over at Vegeta's dead body, and he shakes his head. Then he goes to bury Vegeta. Goku tells him that he'll bring him back along with everyone else if Frieza's killed on this planet with the Dragon Balls. After a minute of talking, unknowingly to everyone, Frieza appears, and he shoots a death beam towards Piccolo's heart, killing him instantly. He blows up Krillin's body, then he shoots multiple death beams towards Goku, but Raditz jumps in front of him, and he tanks all the shots. Raditz falls down on his knees with multiple holes in his body, and he looks back at Goku. Raditz, why? Why would you get in the way? Blood leaks out of Raditz's mouth, and he smiles towards Goku. Avenge us, little brother. Make him pay for this. Raditz's body then falls forward, and he dies. Goku finally snaps, and he transforms into a Super Saiyan. Goku tells Gohan to leave and get Bulma while he still has some control over himself, and Gohan flies away. The power of Super Saiyan Goku is at 170 million. Frieza looks at Goku in fear because the legend of the Super Saiyan is actually true, and he's the one that created him. Goku looks at Frieza with an angry look. You're gonna pay for all the chaos and damage that you've done, Frieza. Prepare to die. Frieza steps back in fear, then he grits his teeth, and he shoots a dozen death beams towards Goku. Goku flies through each one of the death beams, then he goes towards Frieza and uppercuts him in his chin. Frieza is sent flying, then Goku charges up a blast, and he shoots it towards Frieza's flying body. Goku starts to fly towards Frieza before the blast could hit him, then he goes above him and smashes his hands towards Frieza's head, sending him flying right into his blast. Goku is completely overwhelming Frieza. Frieza decides to go into his full power state a little earlier. Goku tells Frieza that it's time to end this, and he starts to charge up a blast. But then Frieza tells Goku that he has a way to defeat him, and Goku raises an eyebrow at this. Frieza lets out some of his power, then he forms a blast above his head, then throws it towards the ground. Goku is surprised when Frieza didn't throw the blast at him, but it also angers him because this blast could destroy the planet when it hit the core. The land around them starts to break apart, and flames and lava starts to appear. Goku screams at Frieza, "What have you done?" Goku rushes towards Frieza in a fit of rage, and he throws devastating attacks towards Frieza that Frieza can handle. On the other side of the planet, the dragon is summoned, and they both see this. Gohan has made the wish to revive everyone that Frieza has killed on planet Namek. Frieza tries to fly towards the dragon to get his wish, but Goku catches him, and he grabs his tail and throws him to the ground so hard that a part of his tail actually tears off. Frieza grits his teeth and then screams out in rage. He flies towards Goku again, and they continue to clash. Raditz and Vegeta are brought back to life, and they see the clash between Goku and Frieza. Unknowingly to the two, they both fly over to where Goku and Frieza are, and they see each other. Then they look at Goku and Frieza. Vegeta looks at Goku. "Wow, Kakarot, you've actually done it. You've become the Saiyan of legend, the Super Saiyan." Goku smirks. Goku smirks at this, then the two soon disappear, because Gohan has made another wish to bring everyone besides Frieza and Goku to planet Earth. Goku directs his attention towards Frieza once again. It's time to finish this. Goku forms a Spirit Kamehameha, and Frieza tries to shoot his own blast. Goku releases his attack, and Frieza is consumed by the blast. Frieza is sent out of space, and most of his body is destroyed. The planet is now on the brink of exploding, and Goku tries to fly off to find a ship, but he can't find any one of them. But he runs into a Frieza ship, and he tries to work it when he goes inside, but nothing works, and is destroyed. Goku then jumps out of that ship, and he tries to find another one. That's when he sees the Ginyu Force ship, and he goes into it and tries to set coordinates. But once he does, the planet explodes, and it throws him off his path. As Goku flies throughout space, he enters hypersleep, and then his space pod crashes on planet Yardrat. When Goku lands on planet Yardrat, the Yardratians help him out, and they heal him and feed him. Once they know that Goku's not a threat, they offer to teach Goku some of their techniques, and Goku even learns some of their knowledge from the Yardratians' elders. So he's able to see where the instant transmission originated from, and he also tries to hone his Super Saiyan power so that he won't feel so exhausted when he goes into it. On planet Earth, a Saiyan appears from the future, and he steps out and he meets King Cold and Frieza. The Saiyan Trunks stops Frieza and King Cold, and Raditz and Vegeta watches him as he does this, and when he transforms into a Super Saiyan. The self-doubt that Vegeta has for himself grows even more when he sees a Saiyan younger than him know the Super Saiyan transformation. Goku soon arrives back to planet Earth and he meets Trunks. Goku notices the Capsule Corp emblem on Trunks' jacket and he questions this. "You look familiar, but you're Saiyan. And how do you have my family corporation emblem on your jacket?" Trunks transforms into a Super Saiyan and Goku follows his lead. Trunks tries to cut Goku with his sword, but Goku blocks every attack with his finger. Once they're done, Trunks introduces himself to Goku and he tells him about where he's from and the destruction that the androids has caused in his future, and that Goku would die to a heart virus. Trunks also doesn't question what Goku said about him or who Raditz is because he thinks that maybe he entered an alternate past. Goku starts to laugh when he hears that Trunks is Vegeta's son, and he asks Trunks how does the androids look and what their names are so he can be aware of the threats that he's going to face in the future. After the conversation is over, Trunks then leaves and he thanks Goku for his help. Goku goes over and he tells everyone that they have 3 years to train for the threat of the androids. Goku looks over at Vegeta and he smirks when he sees the pink shirt that he has on because he knows that this could possibly be the beginning of him and Bulma's relationship. Once they go home, Goku and Bulma gets a house built for Raditz near their home. And Goku introduces Raditz to his family and Bulma refers to Raditz as her brother. But Raditz tells her not to call him that, but she does it anyway because she doesn't care. She tells Raditz that if he's a brother of Goku, then he's a brother of hers. Goku decides to take the heart virus medicine a little early so it doesn't affect him and so that he won't have to take it in the future. He also creates another sample of it just in case this one doesn't work. Throughout the years, the Z-Fighters train as hard as possible, reaching new heights in power. Goku has also taught Raditz how to achieve the Super Saiyan form, and Vegeta has done this also, but he has done it on his own without any help. When the two androids appear, destroying the cities, the Z-Fighters confront them. And the same thing that happened in the original with Yamcha getting choked and getting his power sucked away still happens. The Z-Fighters are also aware that the androids have infinite stamina and that they can't feel their ki at all, so they can't really sense them if they go anywhere. Once Goku arrives, he realizes that these two androids aren't the ones that Trunks was talking about. Raditz transforms into a Super Saiyan and he rushes towards Dr. Gero. Vegeta then appears and he transforms into his Super Saiyan and he destroys Android 19, impressing everyone. Dr. Gero then gets the slip on Raditz and he escapes. Goku allows him to get away because he stops Raditz from destroying him with the attack. Z-Fighter starts to follow Dr. Gero and Trunks has came back to the past. He flies along with them and he tells him that the androids that they fought weren't the ones from his future. Goku tells him that he knows that already and he's finna fix this. Goku appears in front of Dr. Gero before he could enter his lab. Goku rips off his arms, then he blows open his door. As they enter, Trunks sees Android 17 and 18 and he tries to destroy them. Goku stops Trunks before he could do this. "Here, nephew, you can kill him instead. I'm gonna fix these two." Trunks kills Dr. Gero and Dr. Gero screams out in agony. Z-Fighters inspect Dr. Gero's lab and Goku walks towards the pods and he looks at them. He assumes that Dr. Gero must have captured these two twins and formed them into androids against their wills. Goku also sees Android 16 and he thinks he did the same thing with him. Goku sees Baby Cell, but he doesn't react with him, so he just lets him go. Goku decides to reprogram the androids so that they won't be set on trying to kill him, and so that they can have their normal lives back. Goku wakes up the androids, and he releases them and tells them that they can be free. Trunks questions Goku's decision, but Goku tells him to trust him. Everything is okay now. Trunks stick around for a bit to watch over the androids so that he can know and feel safe with Goku's decision. Goku goes back to his normal life along with the other Z-Fighters. A couple days later, Piccolo flies over a city and he sees that the entire town is very empty. Piccolo lands and he looks around until he sees Imperfect Cell. Piccolo gets on guard because he thinks that Cell must have been the one who caused all this because he sees a man in his hands. Cell starts to charge up his power and this alerts all the Z-Fighters. Vegeta and Raditz feels the power of Frieza and King Cold and also their cells in one area. Piccolo and Cell begin their fight and they clash continuously. Cell starts to use moves that are familiar to Piccolo, so Piccolo asks him what's the purpose of him being here and what is he. Cell tells Piccolo his origin and how he was created alongside Android 17 and 18 by Dr. Gero. Their fight continues and they seem to be evenly matched because neither has gained the edge over the other. Piccolo isn't using all his power though. Krillin and Trunks flies over towards Piccolo, and once Trunks lands, he assumed that Cell is the thing that was in Dr. Gero's lab. Cell uses a solar flare and he blinds everyone, then he flies away. Once this happens, Vegeta and Raditz then arrives. And while Cell is running away, he looks up into the air and he sees the two and he hides. He's glad that he got away because the power of those two are too much for him right now. Cell goes to another city to absorb more power so that he can hold his own the next time that they meet. Vegeta gets angry because Piccolo power feels higher than his. Trunks tells Vegeta how Piccolo fused with Kami and now he's the no-name Namekian. Goku teleports over to the area, but he suppresses his power, so nobody will be able to pay attention to him or detect him. Goku goes to look around the area to inspect what happened and how Cell did all of this. Once Goku is done inspecting, he teleports next to Trunks and he puts his arm on his shoulder. Then he asks Piccolo what happened, and Piccolo informs him on everything that went down. Goku then thinks that this is a good opportunity to train if an enemy like Cell is lurking around. Then they would be as strong as possible when it's time to face him. Goku tells everyone to follow behind him and they all go straight towards the lookout. Goku asks Mr. Popo about the time chamber, and Vegeta and Trunks are the first ones to go inside the chamber. Goku meditates alongside Popo on the outside while everything's going on inside there. As time goes on, Piccolo is there at Master Roshi's house and he watches the chaos that Cell is doing over the TV, and this makes him beyond angry. So Piccolo decides to go find the androids before Cell does and absorb them and become even stronger than what he is now. Krillin and Tien accompanies Piccolo while he tries to find the androids. Unknowingly to the group, Cell followed behind them from afar without any of them noticing. Eventually, they come across the trio and Cell made his presence known. Piccolo screams out to them to run, and they all fly away until they reach an island in the middle of nowhere. Piccolo takes off his cape, then he launches towards Cell to begin their fight. Piccolo's assumption is correct. Cell has grown much stronger, and it's harder to fight him now. As the battle goes on, Piccolo starts to lose, and Android 17 impulsively jumps in to help him. Cell tries to stab Piccolo with his tail, but Android 17 creates a shield surrounding him and Piccolo. Everyone is shocked at Android 17 action, but Cell smirks. He rushes towards Android 17, and he completely pummels him. Piccolo tries to come in to help, but Cell blasts his arm off, then absorbs 17. Cell has now entered his semi-perfect form, and Android 16 rushes in at Cell in a fit of rage. A day in the time chamber has passed, and Vegeta and Trunks has walked out. As Vegeta is coming out, he smirks at Goku, but Goku has a plain expression, and he just walks past Vegeta. Gohan walks next to his dad, and he tells him what was that about. Goku tells him he doesn't know. Vegeta's a weirdo. Cell has finally beaten up Android 17, and Piccolo tries to go and save Android 18. But Vegeta flies towards Cell at great speeds and punches him in his jaw, sending him flying. Piccolo and everyone notices that the power of Vegeta has grown immensely because his power feels completely different. Trunks tells Piccolo that his father is on a whole nother level now. Vegeta goes in front of Cell and he tells him that he's going to lose. Vegeta starts to transform into his Super Saiyan form and he goes into Great Vegeta absolutely embarrasses Cell, and everyone looks at him in awe because of his power has reached new heights. Cell knows that Vegeta is arrogant, so he tells him that he can gain greater power if he allows him to absorb Android 18 and become perfect. Vegeta falls for Cell's plan, and he allows him to do this, even though Trunks absolutely despises this idea. Trunks tries to warn Vegeta that Cell will grow so much powerful that he will be stronger than even him and Vegeta combined. Prior to this event, Goku told Trunks when they first found out about Cell to take any measures possible to make sure Cell won't transform into his perfect form, even if he has to fight off Vegeta to stop Cell from doing this because of his arrogance. Trunks feels kinda sad inside because he knows that Goku was right. Vegeta's arrogance is getting in the way, but Trunks would not allow this to happen. As Cell starts to fly off, Vegeta starts to smirk. Trunks tells his father that he is not going to let this happen, and he starts to charge up his ki. The power emanating off of Trunks is surprising everyone because his muscles are growing larger like Vegeta's was. Trunks' pupil starts to disappear and his muscles grows even more. Trunks' power goes up way higher than what Vegeta's did, and this strikes fear through Cell's body because he knows that if he doesn't hurry up and get Android 18, Trunks will kill him. Once Trunks is done transforming, he tells Vegeta that he's going to give him another chance. But if he doesn't comply with Trunks, Trunks is going to have to make him pay for it. Trunks then proceeds to fly off to rocket towards Cell, and Vegeta goes after Trunks to try to stop him. As Vegeta approaches Trunks, he tries to strike him in his face, but Trunks weaves out of the way, then he smashes his fist into Vegeta's stomach. Then Trunks strikes Vegeta in his face with immense force, sending him crashing onto the ground. Cell tries to get away during this because he thinks that Trunks is distracted, but he doesn't realize that Trunks is finished with Vegeta and he's rushing towards him. As Cell tries to fly away, Trunks grabs his tail and he pulls him back. Trunks knees Cell into his stomach, then he smashes his elbow into his head, sending him flying towards the ground. As Cell's body crashes towards the ground, Trunks rushes towards him, and once he meets Cell, he smashes his fist into his face multiple times, creating a crater. Trunks is done attacking Cell. He stands over him. It's over. You'll never become perfect. Cell tries to run away once again, but Trunks catches him and he rips his entire tail off. Cell screams out in agony. Then Trunks smashes his fist into Cell's stomach, making him vomit up Android 17. Android 18 sees 17, and she screams his name and tries to run over to him, but Krillin stops her and tells her to wait until Trunks is finished. Due to Cell vomiting up Android 17, he reverts back to his imperfect form. Cell lets out a scream. What have you done? This isn't supposed to happen. I'm supposed to be perfect. Before Cell could finish his sentence, Trunks kicks him in his side, sending him flying once again. As Cell's broken body flies, Trunks puts both of his hands together in front of him, creating a blast. As the yellow blast forms, lightning starts to crackle around Trunks' body, and he screams out, "Final Flash!" The huge beam of power envelops Cell's entire body, and every atom of him is disintegrated. Vegeta is still on the ground at this point, and he watched the entire fight with his son destroying Cell like it was nothing. Everything that Vegeta did during the fight starts to hit him, and he realizes that he almost risked his son's life and his future once again, and he feels completely bad for this. So he lays his head into the ground, not saying anything. Android 18 rushes over to 17, and Trunks turns around and looks at them, then he powers down and smiles. Trunks goes and picks up Vegeta, and then he flies away, but before he leaves, he tells Krillin to keep them safe. And Krillin starts to blush once he sees Android 18 over there with her brother. When Trunks arrives to Kami Lookout, he waits for Gohan and Goku to emerge from out of the time chamber to inform them on everything that happened. Raditz tells Trunks that he's very proud of him and that he did the right decision by stopping Cell earlier so that he wouldn't become strong. During the training with Gohan and Goku, Goku has gotten Gohan to be able to tap into the form of Super Saiyan, and he even got him to approach Super Saiyan 2 with Gohan transforming into it once, but he soon falls out of it because he can't really control it. Goku also makes Gohan kind of study because he teaches him a few things while he's in there, and he starts to meditate as well, just as he does with Piccolo. And Gohan is already used to this because he has meditated with Piccolo once before. When their training comes to an end, both Gohan and Goku has reached the point of grade 4 Super Saiyan, and once they emerge from the time chamber, they're still in their Super Saiyan form. When everyone sees Goku and Gohan, they recognize that they have gotten much stronger, and their power feels way different. Trunks then informs Goku on everything that happened in the battle with Cell and how he killed him. Goku is glad to hear that Trunks took what he said to heart and finished Cell off before it was too late. Vegeta does feel a little sad when he hears that Trunks tells Goku that he had to stop him by himself without Vegeta's help. But he does also feel proud that Trunks was the one to stop him. Vegeta starts to leave, and before he goes, Trunks tells him goodbye, and Vegeta smiles and he flies off. Goku grabs Trunks' shoulder, and he tells him now that he has beaten Cell and he's all powerful, he has to face him now, and Trunks smirks. The two fly in the air, and everyone watches them from below. Trunks transforms into his Super Saiyan form that he used to fight Cell, and Goku goes into grade 4 Super Saiyan. You better not disappoint me, Trunks. The power that you used to kill Cell better impress me now. Trunks rushes towards Goku, and Goku rushes towards him, and they clash, meeting fists back to back. From a distance away, Vegeta smiles as he sees that Trunks' power is going toe-to-toe with Goku's, and he's actually keeping up with him. Trunks lands a hook on Goku's face, and Goku lands one on his. The two fighters at each other's necks right now, and Trunks is doing everything he can to get the advantage on Goku and actually win this battle. Trunks rushes towards Goku to land a kick on him, but Goku blocks the kick and this sends him back. As he flies back, Trunks prepares a barrage of ki blasts, and he sends every one of them towards Goku. Trunks doesn't try to give Goku any time to breathe, so once he finishes doing that, he prepares a Gallic gun and he shoots it at Goku as well. As each blast makes contact with Goku, a smoke cloud is created around him, and once the smoke dissipates, Goku isn't there anymore, and he teleports behind Trunks and smashes his fist into his back. Goku then grabs Trunks' hair and tells him not to let his guard down anymore. Goku begins to punch Trunks repeatedly into his stomach, and Trunks coughs up blood. Before Goku could land another hit on Trunks, Trunks catches his fist and he looks up at Goku. Do not underestimate me. Trunks kicks Goku into his side, and Goku tries to block it, but it hits him too hard. As Trunks rushes towards Goku, Goku realizes that Trunks' power is increasing, and he thinks to himself that this may be Trunks' hybrid potential and his rage coming out of him. When Trunks comes face to face with Goku, he throws a flurry of attacks at him, and Goku continues to block the attacks until Trunks grabs both of his arms and he smashes his knee into Goku's stomach. And when Goku's body starts to lean forward, Trunks puts both of his hands together and he smashes them into Goku's back, sending Goku flying down to the ground. As Goku's body flies towards the ground, Trunks takes the opportunity to form a final flash to finally try to end this match. As Trunks puts his hands together, the lightning starts to crackle off of his body while he charges up the final flash. This is the end, Goku. I'm ending this now. Trunks proceeds to blast the blast towards Goku, and as it approaches Goku, Goku charges up his ki so that he can be strong enough to actually hold the blast back. The huge beam of power is in Goku's face, and he catches it and tries to hold it back. As Goku is holding it back, Trunks charges up his ki even more to send more energy through the blast. Eventually, while Goku's holding the blast, it sends him all the way to the ground, and he's now on the ground holding the blast back. Goku is starting to struggle. Trunks begins to fly through his final flash, and he approaches Goku, and Goku looks at him in shock. Because of Goku being surprised, Trunks lands a punch on his face that sends Goku flying back. Trunks then falls out of his Super Saiyan form, and he falls down to his knee. Because of the final flash and the rest of the blast he threw towards Goku, he lost a lot of power, and he's very exhausted and tired right now. From a distance, Trunks can see that Goku starts to walk towards him, and he gets up and tries to get back on guard. As Goku approaches him, he falls out of his Super Saiyan form, and he tells Trunks that he did good, and that his timeline is in good hands, because the power that he has now is more than enough to defeat the androids. Trunks falls on Goku's shoulder, and he starts to cry. Goku flies them both back to the lookout, and he lays Trunks down to allow Trunks to get some rest. Once Trunks wakes back up, he decides that it's time for him to go back to his timeline, and he wishes everyone the best, and he leaves. When Trunks makes it back, he meets Cell hiding behind a wall. Trunks tells Cell that he knows he's there, and Cell comes out. They had that conversation like they did in the original, and Trunks smirks. I'm going to enjoy killing you again. Trunks throws a burning attack towards Cell, and he dies instantly. Bulma watches the entire thing from the window like she did in the original. Back in the present, the Z-Fighters begin to deal with not having a guardian for Earth, or any set of Dragon Balls. Before Goku goes to planet Namek, he thinks that it'll be a good idea for Piccolo to come along with him. Goku tells everyone that they will be kind of long, so don't wait up. And he also tells Gohan to tell Chi-Chi where he is so she won't think that he's dead or something. Once they arrive to Namek, the Namekians greet Goku and greet Piccolo as well. Goku informs them that they need a new guardian, and they give Dende to Goku. Goku also asks the Namekians for one more thing. He asks the elders to teach him about the Namekian history, and Piccolo also agrees to this wish. The elder shows Goku the Namekian Book of Legends, and Goku is elated at this. The elder teaches Goku and Piccolo how to learn the language of the Namekians so they can read the book for their own. While they're reading, Goku comes across Yamoshi's name and the Super Saiyan God ritual. Goku also learns of the God of Destruction Beerus and his angel Whis, and also how Supreme Kai's life is connected to Beerus's. Goku thinks to himself that he would love to meet the Destroyer of Universe 7 and his angel to pick their brains about the universe's past, and also to test his power against Beerus. Goku would also want to try out the Super Saiyan God ritual back on Earth so he can see how that power actually feels. After they finish reading the book, Piccolo goes to ask the Namekian elders to teach him some of the Namekian techniques so that he can get more intertwined with his Namekian side of life. After about 3 months, Piccolo and Goku arrives back to Earth with Dende. For the next few years, Gohan eventually learns the Super Saiyan 2 transformation, and he also becomes the Great Saiyan Man while attending high school. Gohan still doesn't have a passion for fighting really, but he still does it because he has his father Goku with him. Gohan is actually still a scholar in this, and Goku encourages him to learn as much as he can as possible because Goku is actually an intelligent person as well because of his father Dr. Brief's teaching. Raditz eventually settles down with Launch, and he has his son Raditz Jr. The 3 younger Saiyans are really close at this point because their parents are all basically relatives. During these years, Vegeta has also trained as hard as he can as possible so that he can catch up to Goku and won't be left behind. Goku does most of his training on King Kai's planet, and he achieves the Super Saiyan 3 transformation, but he doesn't enjoy using it because of the drain it does on his stamina. Goku knows that it's much more power that he can achieve, but he doesn't really know how to bring it out of himself right now. This is when Goku will remember how much power that the Great Ape would give him when he transforms into it. and he wonders what would happen if he goes Super Saiyan in that transformation. He thinks to himself, would the power be like how it is when he transforms into his Akari state? Because he wants to try to bring the Super Saiyan Grade 8 power to his base form once he achieves it. Goku decides that he wants to test his theory, so he goes to Earth to go get Raditz and inform him on what he wants to do, and the two return back to King Kai's planet. Throughout the years, King Kai has grown to like Raditz a lot, and he's not very skeptical of him anymore. He doesn't feel worried when Raditz comes around. But he isn't fine with Goku trying to try out his experiments on his planet. Before Goku would transform into an ape, he tells Raditz that if he loses control of himself, to tell him about his family and why he's trying to achieve more power. Raditz nods his head. He understands what Goku is saying. Goku throws the energy ball into the sky and he begins to transform. Raditz doesn't look at the moon, so he won't trigger his transformation because he also can't control his right now. Goku is now in his 8th form, and he begins to charge up his power so that he can transform into a Super Saiyan. Once Goku obtains a Super Saiyan in that form, he loses control of himself and he lets out a monstrous roar. Raditz tries to scream Goku's name, but it doesn't work, and Goku tries to swing at Raditz and stomp on King Kai's world. Before Goku could destroy anything, Raditz gets his attention and Goku starts to fly after him. King Kai screams to Raditz to stop Goku before he kills them all. Raditz screams out the things that Goku told him to say, and Goku stops his rampage and he starts to revert back to his base form. As Goku starts to do this, King Kai starts to yell at him, but he then stops when he realizes that Goku has red fur around his body and that his hair has grown. Goku looks at his hands and he clenches his fist. He starts to charge up his power and King Kai's world starts to shake. Raditz looks at Goku in awe because his power feels totally different and it has grown tremendously. As Goku charges up his ki, he takes a deep breath, then he exhales, and his aura disappears. Raditz, let's spar. Go all out though, because I want to test out this new power. Raditz tells Goku okay, and he transforms into his Super Saiyan 2 form. Raditz then rockets towards Goku, throwing a flurry of attacks, and Goku dodges each and every one of them. Raditz tries to throw a kick at Goku's head as an alternative, but Goku blocks this attack, and he pushes Raditz away. Raditz starts to charge up a Saturday Crash, and Goku looks at his fist, and he balls it up, and a clear aura starts to form around his hand. When Raditz throws his attack towards Goku, Goku proceeds to punch the air, sending his soaring fist through Raditz's blast, then to Raditz's chest. As all of this is happening, Goku blitzes in front of Raditz in what seems like a blink of an eye and smashes his fist into his face. King Kai watches this from the side, and he gains an understanding that Goku's power is on a whole nother level. Raditz falls to the ground, and he falls unconscious. Goku thanks King Kai for allowing him to do this on his planet, and King Kai says no problem. Goku then tries to get out of the transformation of Super Saiyan 4, then he teleports back to Raditz's home to lay him down where he can rest and heal up. Raditz Jr. approaches Goku, and he tells him, "Uncle, why do you look like this?" Goku walks up to a mirror, and he looks at it, and he's shocked that he hasn't gotten out of this form yet. Goku tries to get out of it once again, but it doesn't work. And he goes back home, and Chi-Chi is all surprised when she sees him because Goku looks completely different. Goku would be stuck in his Super Saiyan 4 form for a while, allowing him to be able to train while he's in this form because he thinks it would be a waste to just do nothing and allow it to just disappear. Goku finally falls out of the form once his energy disappears. When Goku energy finally recovers, he attempts to power back up and go back into this transformation, but he isn't able to do it. When the martial arts tournament comes around, Spokofish and Yamu still stabs Gohan with the thing that they stole his power with, and Goku grits his teeth because Gohan didn't listen to him when he told him to calm down and lower his power. When the two starts to escape, the Saiyans, the Supreme Kai, rushes after them and they follow them way to Babidi's ship. Kai tells everyone about the threat of Majin Buu and who Babidi is. Goku takes what the Supreme Kai is saying very serious, because if he has to come down here and actually tell everyone about this and be scared, then this won't be something that Goku just takes lightly. Once the Sea Fighters make their way into Babidi's ship, they completely destroy each minion that Babidi sends at them. When the fight between Gohan and Dabura happens, Gohan defeats Dabura pretty quickly because Goku urges him to hurry up and not let his power be stolen again. When the group comes to a standstill after defeating everyone, Babidi takes control over Vegeta's mind. Vegeta lets out a scream, and lightning shoots around his body, and he transforms into a Super Saiyan 2. A M appears above Vegeta's eyebrows, and everyone knows what this is. He's now controlled by Babidi. Supreme Kai steps back in fear, and Goku assures him that he's okay. Vegeta, what are you doing? We both know that you have more control over your mind. You have a strong will to not be controlled. The reason for Vegeta allowing himself to be controlled is because he still has disdain for Goku. Even though Goku never died and Vegeta could fight him anytime, Vegeta would never want to rush into the fight because he wouldn't want to be embarrassed by Goku once again. So he trained over the years and honed his skills so that once the fight comes, he will be ready for Goku. Vegeta thinks that this boost of power will help him even more because he's seen what Babidi Magic did to Spokovich and Yamo and Dabura. Vegeta assumes that his new power will completely destroy Goku. Babidi tries to control someone else, but Goku tells everyone to not let out any negative emotions or to allow themselves to be controlled. Babidi tried to take over Raditz' mind as well, but Raditz has grown as a person over the years, so it doesn't work. Goku told the rest of the Z-Fighters that are with them to go ahead and find Babidi. He will take care of Vegeta. Goku looks at Vegeta. I see no point in trying to convince you to gain control over yourself, so I'm just going to save my words. Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan 2 and Vegeta rushes towards him. Goku knows that this fight will be used to bring back Buu even quicker, but he doesn't mind that, because if Buu is really strong, then he actually gets the chance to test out his new power against him, or at least bring it out of him. Gohan, Piccolo, and Raditz searches for Babidi around his entire ship, and they come across the spot where Babidi escaped at. The trio leaves the ship and search for Babidi and eventually finds him. Sadly, Buu has already been revived, and his cocoon has already hatched. Because of the power that was stolen from Gohan and the power that Vegeta has given, Buu was able to come back much quicker. Piccolo fears for the worst, and he tries to rush towards Babidi to kill him. Babidi tries to scream Buu's name while he materializes in the air, but it doesn't work, and he's then killed. During the fight with Vegeta and Goku, Goku doesn't showcase his Super Saiyan 3 transformation, and he actually holds back against Vegeta. But he doesn't let Vegeta completely overpower him, so that Vegeta won't know or suspect anything from Goku. Because Goku and Vegeta had no contact over the years, Vegeta doesn't know the power that Goku has gained, and Goku doesn't know what Vegeta has gained. As the fight comes to a close, Vegeta knocks Goku out, then he rushes over to where Majin Buu is. When the trio sees that Buu is a pink fat blob, they all begin to think that he's light work. Raditz looks at Buu. This'll be easy. I got this. Raditz transforms into a Super Saiyan 2 and he dashes towards Buu to kick him in his head. Because of how powerful this kick was, it creates a dent in Majin Buu's head. Raditz takes the opportunity to throw more attacks at Buu to hopefully kill him and finish him off. Piccolo grits his teeth. Something doesn't feel right. Once Raditz is done attacking Buu, he jumps back and Buu is all beaten up. Buu injuries regenerates and he smiles at Raditz. My turn. Everyone is taken aback at what Buu just said and how he just regenerated. Buu then rushes towards Raditz to throw a flurry of attacks at him and Raditz tries to block them, but Buu is too strong for him and he eventually starts to take more and more damage. Once Buu beats Raditz, he rushes towards the Supreme Kai and Gohan and he lands an attack on Supreme Kai, sending him flying. Gohan tries to attack Buu, but Buu stretches his arm out and he smashes his fist into Gohan's ribs. Buu then begins to shoot a flurry of ki blast at Gohan, but Gohan wouldn't be able to dodge them because of how hard Buu hit him inside of his ribs. Piccolo tries to step in, but Buu launches a ki attack at him that sends Piccolo flying. Buu begins to clap his hands in joy and he says that he's going to turn everyone into candy until Vegeta arrives in front of him and they begin their fight. The three younger Saiyans fly over and they watch the entire fight between Buu and Vegeta. When Buu throws a blob of himself at Vegeta, Trunks rushes in and he kicks Buu out of the way. Raditz Jr. charges up a double sundae and then he throws it towards Buu and Goten unravels Vegeta. When Vegeta gets back up, he gives Trunks a hug for the first time, then he knocks him out, alongside Raditz Jr. and Goten. When Piccolo arrives, Vegeta tells him to get the boys and get out of here, and Piccolo obliges, then he flies away. Vegeta rushes back in at Majin Buu to begin their fight once again. Goku has finally woken up, and he scratches his head because he thinks maybe he shouldn't have let Vegeta do that to him. Goku feels Vegeta's power and another power that he assumes is Majin Buu. Goku feels Piccolo power as well, and he teleports next to him. Goku, where have you been? Goku says nothing, and he just watches the fight between Majin Buu and Vegeta. When Vegeta tries to blow himself up, Goku teleports next to him, and he stops him. What do you think you're doing? Don't try to be the hero now. Vegeta stops his attack, and he scoffs at Goku. Kakarot, he's too strong. I have to do something. Goku tells Vegeta that he knows, then he transforms into his Super Saiyan 3 state, and he rushes in at Majin Buu, putting up a better fight than what Vegeta would have done. As the fight goes on, Vegeta screams out at Goku. Kakarot, you held this power back for me while we fought? Goku smiles at Vegeta, and he continues to fight Majin Buu. Supreme Kai crawls next to Raditz and Gohan, then he teleports back to his world. Kibito Kai runs over to them, and he heals Supreme Kai, then he does the same for Raditz and Gohan. Supreme Kai offers to train Raditz and Gohan, and they both accept. Gohan trains with the Z-Sword, and Raditz trains one-on-one with Kibito Kai. During the fight with Buu, Vegeta joins in with Goku to fight against Buu, and they start to pummel him. The two both launch their own signature attacks at Buu and destroy most of his body. Buu starts to regenerate, And once he comes back completely, he's really angry and steam comes out of his head. And this is when Evil Boo comes out of him. The two bulls begin to fight and argue, and Goku thinks this will be a good opportunity to get out of here. Goku puts his hand on Vegeta's shoulder and he teleports them to the lookout, and he does the same for Piccolo and the boys. Before Boo could even pay attention to them once again, Evil Boo has now absorbed Majin Buu and he transforms into Super Boo. Boo looks around for the Saiyans, but he can't find them. When everyone arrives to the lookout, Dende gives each and every one of them a sensu bean, and they all regain their strength and gain a Zenkai boost. Goku then starts to wonder where Gohan and Raditz could be. Then he starts to try to sense their power, and he feels that they are very far away. Then he teleports right towards them. Once Goku arrives on Supreme Kai's planet, he informs the two on everything that happened on Earth. The Supreme Kai tells the Saiyans that he wants to test out the power of the Z-Sword, and Goku agrees to help him test it. Goku starts to form a ki attack in his hand, but Supreme Kai stops him, and he creates a cube of Kachin steel. Goku catches the cube, then he proceeds to throw it towards Gohan, and Gohan tries to slice it, but it doesn't work, and it breaks the sword on impact, and everybody's face drops. As the sword shatters, the Elder Kai appears, and he tells everyone how he was sealed away, and Goku questions who could be able to do that. The Elder Kai tells Goku that it was the destroyer of Universe 7. Goku is surprised when he hears this, and the Kais looks at Goku and they question him about how did he know the destroyer. Once Goku answers their questions, they acknowledge his intelligence. Then Goku asks the Elder Kai about his special powers, and the Elder Kai tells them that he can bring the power out of anyone by unlocking their potential. The Kai does the ritual on Gohan, and he offers to do it towards Raditz, but Raditz declines because he doesn't want to be handed power. Goku offers to train with Raditz while this happens, and the two begin to do their fight. Back on Earth, Vegeta and Piccolo trains the three younger Saiyans so that they can all get stronger. Vegeta will remember the time chamber, and he will ask Dende could they all go inside it. Dende fixes the time chamber, and they all go inside. With the year worth of training done, the Saiyans and Piccolo feel that they are much stronger now to face Buu. They all fly down to the cities to find Buu, and they eventually approach him. With the combined power of Piccolo and Vegeta, they constantly begin to push Buu back. The younger Saiyans make themselves useful by sending ki attack towards Buu once he leaves the opening. With Buu being attacked by all of them at once, he's beginning to lose the fight, and this makes him very angry. Vegeta rushes in at Buu, and he kicks a part of his arm off, and the pink glob flies off. Buu regenerates his arm, then he smiles. You've gotten a lot stronger. Both Vegeta and Piccolo rushes towards Buu once again, and they all begin to clash. From Supreme Kai's planet, Goku feels the rise of power that Vegeta and Piccolo are letting out. While the kids are trying to blast Majin Buu, a pink blob appears behind them, and it covers each and every one of them, and it flies towards Majin Buu's body. Majin Buu has now grown in power, and he shoots 3 beams at Piccolo, then he appears in front of him, and he starts to pummel him. Piccolo falls down because he's defeated, and Vegeta rushes towards Buu in a fit of rage because he just watched him kill his son. Buu drops a piece of him down onto Piccolo's body, and Vegeta throws a flurry of attacks at Buu. When Vegeta sees that the blob has hit Piccolo's body, he tries to shoot a blast at it, so that Piccolo won't be absorbed, allowing Buu to grow much more in power. Buu takes advantage of the opening that Vegeta just gave him, and he smashes his fist into Vegeta's face. Then he kicks him into the ground, and he absorbs him as well. Before Buu could do the same to Piccolo, he's sent flying with a kick from Gohan. Raditz rushes over, and he picks up Piccolo's body, and he flies him back to the lookout. Gohan is actually doing pretty well against Buu because Buu is having to exert himself more than when he fought Piccolo and Vegeta at the same time. As the two clash, Buu starts to grow more used to his power, and he starts to gain the upper hand against Gohan. Goku rushes in when he realizes this, and the two team up on Buu. As Raditz fly down to come back and help them fight, Buu directs his attention towards Raditz, and he shoots a beam at him, turning him into candy. Buu then rushes over and he eats Raditz. Because of this, Buu has gained a huge amount of power. Then he rushes directly towards Gohan and Goku to start their fight once again. Buu kicks Goku out of the way as he tries to fight. Then he directs his attention towards Gohan and he strikes him in his face and he sends him flying. Then Buu catches his head and he rockets down towards the ground and slams Gohan's face repeatedly into the ground. Goku tries to fly over to help Gohan, but Buu smashes his fist into Goku's stomach and Goku spits up blood. Then he sends Goku flying with a kick towards his side. Buu begins to stomp on Gohan's body, and Gohan yells out in agony. Goku tries to get up, but he isn't really able to, so he struggles. You all are so weak. Soon, your power will be mine. Gohan screams out for Goku to help him, and Buu kicks Gohan's body. Your father can't help you. He's pathetic. But don't worry, I'll reunite you with him and your little brother pretty soon. As this happens to Gohan, Goku finally snaps after hearing Gohan's pleas, being angry at his weakness, his inability to help, and the people that Buu has taken away from him. Goku lets out a loud scream, and the golden aura shoots into the sky. The ground under him begins to shake, and lightning starts to crackle around his body. Buu stops what he's doing, and he looks over at Goku while he's transforming. Gohan opens his eye, and he watches Goku transform as well. Then he closes it, and he smiles. The Supreme Kais watches Goku transformation from the crystal ball, and they're all elated to see Goku's new power, because he will be the one to defeat Majin Buu. Once Goku finishes transforming, he glares at Buu, and Buu steps back in fear. What is this form you in? Before Buu could even blink and let out another word, Goku appears in front of him and he smashes his fist into his face. Goku begins to strike Buu multiple times in his chest, and Buu does nothing but spit up blood. Buu tries to strike Goku once more, but Goku ducks under his fist and he smashes his fist into his torso. Goku then kicks Buu into the air and he flies towards him with a dragon fist, killing Buu instantly. When Buu's body falls down towards the ground, Goku charges up another attack and he destroys Buu's body, so nothing of him could remain. Goku rushes over to Gohan and he teleports back to the lookout, and Dende begins to heal him. The group then brings back everyone that Buu has killed on Earth, and once the Saiyans and everyone sees Goku's new transformation, they begin to get shocked. Raditz looks at Goku and he tells him that he's proud of him. Everyone is astonished when they see Goku's new form and they feel his power. As the years go on, Lord Beerus finally wakes up, and he asks Whis about the Super Saiyan God, but Whis tells him that there is no one that has that power as of now, but there are Saiyans that are still alive. Because Bulma is basically Goku's sister, he has to stay on the yacht and attend her party, so Beerus won't meet him on King Kai's planet. Once Beerus arrives on the yacht, Vegeta realizes who he is, and he remembers how he treated his father back then. Vegeta runs and bows towards Beerus, and Goku and Raditz looks over to see who Vegeta is bowing to, and Goku realizes who this is, because he sees the clothes that Beerus has on, and he sees the tall angel next to him. Goku walks around Beerus, and he bows before him. Then he does the same for Whis. Goku introduces himself, then he proceeds to walk around both of them, expecting them. I know that you're powerful, but I can't sense your ki. Could this be a perk of God Ki? Beerus raises his eyebrow. Well, Saiyan, you know of God Ki? Could you also know of the Super Saiyan God? To everyone's surprise, Goku nods his head. The Super Saiyan God isn't a person. It's actually a transformation that a Saiyan named Yamoshi achieved years ago. But don't lose hope, because I can actually achieve this transformation with the help of 5 pure-hearted Saiyans. Beerus becomes intrigued once he hears Goku say this, and he orders the Saiyans to do the ritual immediately because he wants to fight the Super Saiyan God as soon as possible. The other Saiyans question how the ritual will be performed, and Goku tells them how. Due to Raditz being alive in this scenario, Videl doesn't have to come out and say that she's pregnant, so she'll have to tell Gohan another day. Once the ritual is completed, Goku admits to himself that this power feels beyond different from any of his Super Saiyan forms or his base power state. Bulma also notes that Goku looks much younger, and everyone agrees with her. Goku suspects that this is a part of the Super Saiyan God transformation. It has to revert him back to his youth, so his Saiyan body can fight at its full potential. Beerus asks Goku, is he ready to fight yet, and the two begin to fly into the air. I've been wanting to face you since the day I learned of your existence. I hope the power of a destroyer god is more than what I expected. Beerus lets out a laugh, then he rushes towards Goku to start their fight. When Beerus approaches Goku, Goku strikes at the same time that Beerus would, and this creates a shockwave between the two. Goku tries to kick Beerus, but Beerus grabs his leg and then he throws him. As Goku's body flies throughout the air, he begins to shoot a flurry of blasts towards Beerus, forcing the destroyer to have to swat away every attack. Goku appears behind Beerus, then he strikes him in his back. Goku then spins and kicks Beerus in his head, sending him into the ocean. Goku tries to perform a Kamehameha, but Beerus rockets towards him out of the water and smashes his fist into Goku's face. Because of the force of this attack, Goku's body is pushed back, and Beerus had to rush and go towards him, but Goku regains his footing, and the two begin to clash. Well, Saiyan, you're really growing accustomed to this power. Goku looks at his hands, then he smirks at Beerus. I am, and this power is unlike anything I've felt before, so I will make it mine. Goku's fiery aura begins to erupt out of him once again, and he charges up his power to the maximum. When he's done charging up his power, he looks at Beerus, then he blitzes towards him and strikes him in his stomach. Beerus is then surprised at this, because Goku has gotten much faster than he was before. Goku strikes Beerus 4 more times until Beerus catches his hands. Don't get cocky, Saiyan. Beerus knees Goku in the stomach, then he shoots a blast directly towards his face. Goku rushes back towards Beerus once again, and Beerus notices the power of Goku has increased, and he's gotten much stronger. Hey Goku, were you holding back from the beginning? Goku smirks at Beerus, then he tries to strike him again. As the fight progresses, Goku falls out of his Super Saiyan God form, but he still fights as if he's still in it. Beerus begins to question in his head how Goku is still contending against him like this. Beerus then tells Goku if he doesn't fight much harder than what he's doing now, it will destroy his planet. Then he begins to charge up a spear of destruction to throw it towards Goku. Goku watches Beerus form his attack, then he begins to think about everyone who will be killed if Beerus actually throws this towards the planet. Goku lets out a scream and transforms into a Super Saiyan 4, then he creates his own Kamehameha wave to throw it towards Beerus' spear. And as the two attacks meet, Goku's Kamehameha wave begins to get pushed back, until Goku lets out the rest of his power and he screams out ×10, pushing Beerus' sphere back towards him, causing him to have to catch it and disperse it. Goku has now dropped out of his Super Saiyan 4 state and he heavily breathes as Beerus approaches him. "You fought well, Saiyan, but since you didn't beat me, I have to destroy you." Beerus lifts up his arm and a Hakai materializes in his hand, and Goku tries to strike a fighting pose, but he's completely out of energy and he's actually very exhausted, so he falls down back to the earth, and Beerus goes to catch his body as it plummets down. Once they make their way back to the ship, Beerus decides that he'll leave the earth alone since Goku impressed him enough that him and Whis return back to his planet. As a couple weeks go by, Raditz and Vegeta then go to train at Beerus' planet. Goku realizes that they're gone once he checks their homes and he tries to sense their ki. Bulma then tells Goku that they went off to Beerus' planet to train, and Goku actually becomes frustrated because they left without including him. When Whis comes back to Earth, he agrees to let Goku come along with him to train at Beerus' world as well, and the Saiyans begin their training together. When Frieza is revived and he invades the Earth, the Z-Fighters doesn't completely get overwhelmed by them because everyone has slightly kept up with their training, especially Piccolo, because he would play a huge role in defeating Frieza's army. When Frieza finally comes out of his ship, Piccolo and Gohan combine their power to do as much as they can to defeat Frieza, but their power isn't enough. Once Frieza begins to beat them up pretty bad, Bulma calls over to Whis and she tells everyone there that Frieza has been brought back to life and he's invading our Earth. Goku then teleports himself, Raditz, and Vegeta back to the planet Earth, and when they arrive, they see Piccolo and Gohan being beat up by Frieza. Frieza rushes over to Gohan to try to land a blow that would kill him, but Goku teleports in front of him and catches Frieza's fist. "Nice to see you again, Frieza. It's been a long time." Goku starts to question Frieza on how he came back to life. Frieza begins to tell Goku about everything that he went through while he was in hell and how he trained every day since the day he was brought back to life a few months ago. Frieza then transforms into his final form to ensure that Goku doesn't catch him off guard with any of his power. "Transform into a Super Saiyan, monkey, so I can mount your head on my wall." Goku smirks at Frieza. "Frieza, you've been dead for a long time. I have far exceeded that form a long time ago." Goku begins to transform into his Super Saiyan 4 state, but he doesn't stop once he reaches it. He in fact transcends the transformation and he goes into full-powered Super Saiyan 4. "Allow me to introduce to you Super Saiyan 4, Frieza." The two begin to fly into the air and they both go into their fighting stances. Frieza rushes towards Goku and he throws a flurry of attacks that Goku dodges. Goku punches Frieza in his ribs and then he kicks him 20 feet away. Then starts to send 5 soaring fists towards Frieza, and Frieza gets hit by every one of them, then he throws up blood. Goku then proceeds to blitz in front of Frieza, and he knees him in his chin, then throws a flurry of punches towards Frieza. "What's happening, Frieza? I thought you were stronger than this. What was that training for?" Goku continues to pummel Frieza until Frieza grows so angry, he transforms into his golden form off the rip. Then he screams at Goku, "Now, monkey, it's time for you to die." Frieza rockets off towards Goku, then he lands a strike on his face, sending him crashing into the ground. Goku starts to think to himself that Frieza's new transformation is really strong. Goku starts to send more soaring fists towards Frieza, but Frieza blocks every one of them, leading Goku to have to rush towards him again. As their fight goes on, from the ground, Vegeta and Raditz are getting very tired of just watching them fight. So the two begin to play a game of rock, paper, scissors to see who will be the one to step in. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Raditz wins the first round, and Vegeta tells him best 2 out of 3. And they play 2 more games, which Vegeta ends up winning. Vegeta smirks at Raditz, then he flies off towards Goku and Frieza. "Kakarot, you fought him way too long. It's my turn now." Goku tells Vegeta that he's right, and maybe he should have finished this fight way quicker because he has dragged his own. Then he proceeds to fly back down towards the ground where Raditz is. Vegeta smirks at Frieza, then he transforms into his Super Saiyan Blue state. "Wow, Vegeta, you've grown much stronger also. How about you come back to work for me, and I'll make you my right-hand man." Vegeta scoffs at Frieza's offer. "I would never serve anyone that I deem weaker than me." Vegeta rockets off towards Frieza, and their battle begins. And as their fight goes on, Vegeta completely overwhelms Frieza. When Frieza falls to his knees and screams how he's supposed to be the strongest and shouldn't be defeated, Vegeta starts to charge up a big bang attack to finally kill Frieza. When Sorbet tries to shoot Vegeta with the ring on his finger, Vegeta swats the attack out of the way and he shoots a ki blast towards him, killing him instantly. Frieza tries to charge up some energy to destroy the planet, but Vegeta shoots the Big Bang attack at him before he could even complete what he was doing. After witnessing this entire event play out in their face, Piccolo and Gohan decide that they should train even harder so that no situation like this will ever happen again. When Vegeta makes his way over to where Raditz and Goku is, Raditz tells them that in the next fight that they have, Raditz is going to be the first one to fight, and if not, he's going to fight both of them. When the Universe 6 tournament starts, only Goku, Vegeta, and Raditz and Piccolo and Gohan attend. Because of how strong his fighters are, Beerus isn't worried about any of them losing. And even if they do lose, he still has Raditz, Vegeta, and Goku to throw in there to finish everything off. Raditz is the first one to fight in the tournament, and he would quickly defeat Batarmo. When Frost steps in the ring, Raditz smiles because he's the same race as Frieza. Even though he isn't Frieza, he still feels happy that he's good enough. Raditz transforms into a Super Saiyan, and he rushes directly towards Frost to strike him in his face with immense force. Before Frost even got into the ring, he highly underestimated Raditz's power because he believed that Batarmo was already weak. So when Raditz hit him with this attack, Frost took this to heart, and he charged up to his final form so nothing like this will happen again. Frost then proceeds to rush towards Raditz to throw a flurry of attacks at him, but Raditz dodges and blocks every one of them. As the two fighters clash, Frost tries to stab Raditz with his tail to poison him, but Raditz notices this very quickly and he transforms into a Super Saiyan 2 to gain the advantage over Frost and get a speed boost to actually kick him out of the ring much quicker. When Vegeta comes down into the ring, Raditz makes an insult about how he looks, and it's hurt Vegeta's feelings. As the two fight, Raditz makes another comment about Vegeta's metal body, and Vegeta starts to feel sad once again, and he leaves an opening for Raditz to attack him and get him out of the ring as well. When Kaba comes down, Raditz realizes that Kaba is a Saiyan, and he becomes Kaba's master instead of Vegeta. Raditz is the one to push Kaba into learning how to transform into a Super Saiyan, but Raditz has to quickly showcase Super Saiyan Blue and tells Kaba to strive for even more power instead of just staying at the Super Saiyan form, and he proceeds to knock him out of the ring as well. When Hit comes down as the last one to fight, Raditz gets on guard from the start because he knows that Hit isn't a pushover. During their fight, Raditz does everything he can to defeat Hit, but Hit ultimately defeats Raditz and gets him out of the ring with his time skip. Goku decides that he'll be the one to fight Hit next, instead of Vegeta. Once Goku goes down to the ring, he tells Hit that he understands his time skip and it won't work against him. Fight with my brother, and I can admit that you're very strong. That assassination technique of yours is very efficient, but you can't beat me. Hit raises his eyebrow at Goku. You will end up just like your brother. You will not beat me. Goku smirks when Hit says this. I guess I have to let my actions speak louder than my words. Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan Blue, and Hit goes into his fighting stance. The two fighters stand there for a while, trying to find an opening to attack. Hit rushes towards Goku to try to strike him in his face, but Goku teleports behind him before Hit could even land a blow. Hit tries to use his time skip to hit Goku behind him, but Goku isn't there anymore, and Hit tries to look around for Goku because his power feels like it's all around him. As Goku teleports around the area, Hit tells Hit that he told him that he figured him out. Hit sends blast around the area trying to hit Goku, but it doesn't work. Then Goku appears in front of him, and Hit does his time skip in Goku's face. I finally got you. Hit activates his time skip, and he tries to hit Goku. But to Hit's surprise, Goku smiles and teleports behind Hit while he's in his time skip and strikes him in his back. Impossible. How did you do that? Goku rushes towards Hit to throw a barrage of attacks at him, and this actually makes Hit defend himself because he's getting pushed back. Hit uses pure progress to gain more power and regain his footing against Goku. Hit then lands an attack on Goku while he's trapped in his time skip. Goku tries to jump back, but Hit catches him once again and strikes at him. Hit has now turned the tables in the battlefield, and Goku starts to think to himself, how could he let this happen? He wasn't expecting Hit to gain more power, so now he has to gain more power as well. Kaioken! Goku blurs in front of Hit and uppercuts him, sending him into the air. As Hit body goes into the air, Goku flies up and catches Hit and throws a barrage of kicks and punches at him. This forces Hit to use pure progress once again, and he catches Goku in his time skip. When Goku would try to rush towards Hit again, Hit does the time skip and smashes his fist into Goku's face, sending him flying towards the ground. Hit flies towards Goku, and he uses his time skip and land multiple blows on Goku. This power of yours indeed helped you, but it's not enough. You cannot beat me. Goku starts to laugh. Don't count me out yet, Hit. Like I said before, I have figured out how to beat you, and I haven't even shown you my entire hand. Beerus looks at Whis. What could he be planning, Whis? Goku begins to charge up his power, and he screams out, Kaioken times 10! Goku's red aura shoots into the air, and he continues to rise his ki. I can take this a step further to show you that your abilities are completely nothing to me. Kaioken times 15. Goku then dashes towards Hit faster than what he would have done before. He smashes his fist into Hit's face. The speed and power that Goku is showing right now is amazing to everyone, because they've never seen Goku release this much power. The blow that Goku struck Hit with dazed him a little bit, and it sent him flying. Goku begins to charge up a Kamehameha, and he teleports in front of Hit and shoots him with it, sending Hit crashing into the dome outside of the arena. Goku powers down, and he is now announced as the winner. Champa still tries to destroy his fighters, and Goku still tries to convince him not to, until the Lord Zeno appears. Upon seeing Zeno and Beerus and Champa bowed the way that they did and how scared they was, he suspects that Zeno is really powerful. Whis informs Goku that Zeno is the creator of everything, and he has the power to destroy every single universe in a blink of an eye. And this makes Goku start to understand why Beerus and Champa acted the way they did. Zeno would still say everything that he said in the original, and he still brings up starting a new tournament. And this is when Goku walks up to him and asks questions about how it would work. Zeno guards appear in front of Goku, and Zeno faces them and tells them everything is okay, so he assures them to move away. Zeno would then approach Goku, and Goku would bow before him, then they would have their talk. They would still shake hands once Zeno says he has to leave, and this is when Zeno would start to take a liking towards Goku because he treats him how nobody else would. Beerus would still wish Champa or Earth to have in his universe, and then everyone goes back home. A few days later, Trunks would arrive back into the past, and he falls out of his time machine, battered and beaten up. When Goku and Raditz arrive to see Trunks, Trunks tries to attack Goku, but Goku catches his fist, and he questions why would Trunks attempt to attack him. What's wrong with Trunks? Trunks would tell Goku how did he get here, and Goku would assume that Trunks had to fight someone that looked exactly like him. When Trunks snaps back to his senses, he tells everyone about what happened in his timeline and about Goku Black. Goku rubs his chin. As I suspected, we have an imposter with my face on the loose. Goku and Trunks would still spar because Goku still wants to gauge how strong Black would be against him. As they fly into the air, Goku tells Bulma to activate the dome around him and Trunks, and she does. And this dome actually contains their power because Bulma will have Goku to help her perfect the device. Trunks transforms into a Super Saiyan 2, and Goku goes into a Super Saiyan. Trunks rushes towards Goku, throwing a barrage of punches towards Goku, but Goku blocks every one of them. Trunks tries to tell Goku how he can't handle Black at all, and Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan 3, and Trunks tries to strike him with his sword, but Goku stops his attack with one finger. Then he strikes Trunks, sending him crashing into the ground. A black rift would then appear into the sky, and Black finally would come into frame. Goku flies up towards Black, and then he flies around him. So you're the infamous Goku Black that I've heard so much about. What made you steal my body, and who were you before you became me? As Goku inspects Black, he sees a ring on Black's finger, so he picks up Black's hand way before Black will be able to snatch his hand away, and he takes off his ring. What is this? Hey Lord Beerus, do you know what this is? It looks important. Goku would then throw the ring down towards Lord Beerus, and Black would go and catch it before it gets to him. Black would then put the ring back on, and then he snarls at Goku. Don't ever touch me again. Goku would raise an eyebrow at this. So this ring means something to you? How about I take this just as you took my body? Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan 2, and Black begins to get on guard, but Goku blears in front of him and chops his hand off. Goku then strikes Black in his face, sending him flying through the clouds until he crashes into a mountain. Goku then flies full speed towards Black, and he kicks his body deeper into the mountain, causing Black to throw up blood. Black tries to shoot a ki blast towards Goku, but Goku catches the blast, and he shoots it back at Black. But Black would block this attack, then he charges up his energy and rushes towards Goku to try to strike him with the hand that he has left. I'll make you pay for doing this to me. When Black would approach Goku, Goku would backhand him, sending him crashing into the ground. The time rift would then appear, and it almost sucks Goku into it. But Beerus screams at him and tells him to throw the ring back to Black, and he throws it towards him, and Black's body is sent into the rift. But before Black is completely gone, he shoots the rest of his energy out at Trunks' time machine and destroys it instantly. Once Black is gone, Goku walks over to his hand, and he throws a blast towards it, and it turns into ashes and blows away in the wind. When Black would finally return to the future, he falls down to the ground, and he holds his hand while it gushes out blood. Next time I see you, Goku, I will kill you if it isn't the last thing I do. Black lets out an angry scream, causing the ground around him to shake. Back in the present timeline, Bulma and Goku fixes Trunks' time machine, and Whis informs Goku that the Omni King has summoned him, and they fly over to his palace. Once Goku arrives, the Grand Priest greets them, and Goku bows before him. The priest is delighted to see that Goku has manners, and that he's dressed quite elegantly. Whis tells Goku that the priest is his father, and he's the strongest being that he knows of right now. And he also tells him that he's the right-hand man to the Omni King. Wow, so does this mean he trained you all to be this strong? The priest would tell Goku that he's correct, and Goku would intrusively ask the priest could he train him as well even though he's not an angel. And the priest actually contemplates this because he's never trained no one who wasn't an angel. Maybe one day, Goku, if you do good enough in this tournament, we'll have to see. Once they make their way into Zeno's room, Goku walks over to him and Whis tells the priest that if he trains Goku, he believes that Goku would actually impress him because he's an interesting mortal. Zeno and Goku would talk for a bit, and Goku promises that he will bring Zeno back a friend so he won't be bored. And Zeno gives the button to Goku, and Whis and him leaves. When Goku arrives back to the Earth, he senses that Vegeta and Trunks are training. Goku goes over and spectates their training, and he actually sees that Vegeta isn't really helping Trunks, so he steps in. Vegeta, you're not really doing anything to help him get any stronger. How is he supposed to save his future if he stays at the level he is now? Goku tries to think of a way to help Trunks receive a great amount of power quickly. Then he remembers how strong Gohan got when Elder Kai unlocked his potential. So he decided that it'll be a good idea to bring Trunks along with him so he can do the same thing that Gohan did. Once Goku would reach the planet of the Kais, he negotiates with Elder Kai by telling him that he'll be able to date his sister Bulma if he does the ritual on Trunks. The Elder Kai would quickly agree to this, and he goes to unlock Trunks' potential. Once he finishes, Trunks has gained the ability to access potential unleashed, and his power skyrockets from where it was before. Goku would then teleport Trunks back to Earth and bring him to Gohan's house so that Gohan can help him gain a better understanding of his new power. Goku throws a capsule towards Gohan, and when Gohan opens it up, it's a gravity chamber that pops up. Trunks would really cherish the time that he trains with Gohan because he would remember the future Gohan in his timeline and how he trained him to become even stronger. While they're training, Gohan would tell Trunks to try to keep up with him the best that he can. As they train, Trunks becomes accustomed to his new power, and he actually grows stronger while he's in this form as time goes on. Raditz decides that he'll sit this fight out, and he stays on Earth just in case anything happens here. And Goku and Vegeta and Trunks make their way back to the future. Trunks has now a new feeling of confidence when he sees Black, because now he has more power. When Black would see the trio, he becomes beyond furious because he has been waiting for them to come, and he has been waiting for a chance to get revenge on Goku. Black flies full speed towards Goku, but Trunks intercepts his attack, and he tells Black, "Your fight is with me." Trunks strikes Black in his face, knocking him away from Goku, then he flies towards him to throw a barrage of kicks and punches. The power of Trunks is too much for Black to be able to handle, and once Black is on the verge of death, this is when Zamasu would appear and save him. Black starts to let out his rage, and he transforms into his Super Saiyan Rose form, and he appears in front of Trunks, and he completely pummels him. Vegeta powers up into his blue form, and he rushes over to Trunks to try to save him from Black. Goku dashes towards Zamasu, and he completely pummels him. Goku and Zamasu would still meet how they did before, and Goku still beats up Zamasu, which makes Zamasu hate him even more. Goku would question Zamasu as they fight, and Zamasu tells him the entire story. Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan Blue and blasts Zamasu head off his body. Goku tries to fly over to Trunks to see if he's okay, then Zamasu head reforms, and he rushes towards Goku and kicks him into the ground. "You can't kill me, Goku. I'm immortal." Black uses his Keyblade and stabs Vegeta in his stomach, and Vegeta's body plummets back towards the ground. Goku rushes towards Vegeta to feed him a senzu bean so he won't die, and he also gives Trunks one, and they all rush back into battle. Black would then rush over towards Goku to try to get his revenge, and Goku would transform into his Super Saiyan Blue state and defend himself against Black, but Black power is too much for Goku as of right now. Goku tries to do enough so that he can defend off Black, but he doesn't really go all out because he has a feeling that Trunks will achieve more power during this fight because of everything that he's going through as of right now. As the fight would go on, Black would taunt Trunks about how he brought Goku and his father along with him to be killed alongside him. Black would rush over towards Trunks, and he would kick him out of the sky and shoot a dozen of blasts towards him. "You're weak, Trunks. The new power of yours isn't enough to save you at all." When Trunks is hit by all of these blasts, he begins to cry on the ground, and he smashes his fist into the ground, and he lets out an angry scream because he's weaker than Black still. Trunks begins to think about how Black is completely destroying him and how he would be dead alongside him, his father, his mother, Goku, and the rest of the people on Earth because of his weakness. Black begins to form a blast in his hand to finally kill Trunks, and Vegeta rushes over towards him to try to stop him, but Black kicks him away. As this happens, Trunks let out a loud scream, and a white aura shoots into the air. Everyone directs their attention towards Trunks and watches him as he transforms. Trunks' new power is rising through the roofs. I knew that he would impress me. Vegeta, your son is absolutely amazing. Trunks has now entered the beast form and he's completely enraged. Trunks begins to walk towards Black and he tells him that his treachery is about to end. Black then rushes towards Trunks and tries to stab him with his Keyblade, but Trunks slices off Black's arm and Black lets out a loud scream. Trunks then kicks Black into his face, sending him flying across the ground. Zamasu doesn't know what else to do, so he throws his Potara earring towards Black and the two fuse. Fuse Zamasu has now been created, and he rushes towards Trunks to begin their battle. But this does nothing to Trunks, and Trunks completely destroys him. Goku and Vegeta watches on from afar in complete awe because Trunks is completely dominating the fight. Once Zamasu is completely beaten up, Trunks charges up a move that no one has seen before, and he screams out Final Gallic Gun, and Zamasu's body is completely erased. But this isn't enough to kill him, so his spirit roams around the planet and it consumes the entire universe. This is when Goku would think of the idea to press the button and Zeno would appear, and Zeno would destroy the entire place. This is when everyone would run towards the time machine and they would return to the past. Once they get to the past, Goku decides to go back to the future and he grabs Zeno's body. Once he arrives once again, Zeno's head would pop out of the time machine and Beerus would get completely terrified. Goku would then go to Zeno's palace and he would give the new Zeno to the old Zeno and they would become friends like they did in the original. Back to part 9 of What If Goku Landed at Capsule Corp. During the fight in the future, Raditz took the opportunity to get some training in while he stayed in the present so that he could catch up to Goku and Vegeta. Raditz would train in the gravity chamber in his Super Saiyan Blue form till he couldn't move. Raditz would also invite Piccolo alongside him to train so that he can gain even more power because Piccolo is the second strongest on Earth as of now besides Gohan. During the training, Piccolo would do as much as he can to try to keep up with Raditz, but it always will ultimately end up with him always losing to Raditz. Even though there's an obvious large margin power gap, both fighters would still grow stronger together. They both would also meditate with each other as a part of their training because Raditz would try to clear his mind so he wouldn't be able to overthink constantly about his fighting. Raditz also grows accustomed to manipulating his ki by forming keyblades around his hand and surrounding his fist with the aura of his Super Saiyan Blue transformation. Also, during Raditz training, he develops a new way to access the power of the Spirit Bomb without creating a huge orb of power. Raditz gets into the stance as if he's finna create a Spirit Bomb, then he closes his eyes, and instead of the power materializing above him, it surrounds his body, creating a lighter shade of blue around him. Once the power completely materializes around Raditz, his hair and aura turns into a sky blue color, and Raditz will call this form Super Saiyan Spirit Blue. Piccolo looks at Raditz in awe. Raditz, this is incredible. You reached the entire new level. Raditz has finally achieved his goal, and he won't show this new power of his till the Tournament of Power starts. After watching Raditz gain this much power, it burns a fuel inside of Piccolo that makes him want to strive to get even stronger. And as a result of that, Raditz and Piccolo training increases intensively. As time passes, Goku trains on the planet of Beerus with Whis, and Goku also knows of the technique Ultra Instinct, but he isn't able to access it quite yet. But he isn't far from achieving the form because he constantly shows signs of an awakening. Goku is constantly focusing on how to obtain Ultra Instinct, so he meditates more than anything, and he also tries to fight without thinking about his attacks. As a result of all of the training that Goku's doing, he perfects the Super Saiyan Blue form, so once he enters it, it doesn't drain as much stamina as it would originally. As time goes by, the Grand Priest will arrive on Beerus' planet and inform them about the Tournament of Power, and Goku relays the information to the rest of the Z-Fighters. The exhibition match will still occur because the Xenos will still want to see more fights, so Goku brings along Gohan, Raditz, and Piccolo with him. The other universes will still have hatred towards Goku, but Goku doesn't mind this at all. He's mostly interested in the universes who doesn't have to attend the Tournament of Power. The priest would then relay the information about the mortal levels and what will happen to any universe that lose the Tournament of Power. Bergamo would still be the first contender to jump down in the arena and he still challenges Goku. He would still ask the priest if he wins the fight to take off the rules, but if Goku wins, he still has to abide by the rules. A smirk grows on Goku's face. If everyone sees me as a villain, then maybe I'll just be that. Before Goku goes down, he tells Gohan to keep an eye on the guy with the hood on. Goku flies down to the arena, and he scoffs once he sees Bergamo. You're not gonna beat me. My power far exceeds yours and anyone else in your disposable universe, including your despicable destroyer. With this comment, Goku has gotten into everyone's head, and the other destroyers and Supreme Kai around the arena begin to gasp. Could he really be stronger than a destroyer? Beerus lets out a laugh, and Toppo begins to clench his fist. And this goes into a surprise for Gohan because he raises his eyebrow at Top's reaction. Once the match begins, Goku is seen with his arms folded and his eyes closed. Goku takes a deep breath and calms his mind. The Grand Priest is impressed when he sees Goku is trying to utilize the power of the angels. Whis was right. He is indeed an interesting mortal. Bergamo then rushes towards Goku and throws a barrage of attacks at him, but Goku dodges each and every one of them. As Goku does this, he begins to taunt Bergamo, causing him to grow intensively angry. Bergamo steps back and he increases his size and power to fight against Goku. Goku smirks. You're not the only one who could become huge. Goku throws a power ball into the air and he transforms into a great ape. Goku lets out a roar, then transforms into a Super Saiyan while in this form. The power that Goku is releasing as of now is scaring Bergamo, and he steps back in fear. The Xenos are amazed when they see Goku transform, and they call him amazing. Once Goku is finished transforming, Bergamo rushes towards him because he regains his confidence. You will not beat me! As he approaches Goku, Goku takes a page out of Frieza's book and he shoots multiple death beams at him, causing him to slow down and hold his chest. Goku then rushes towards him and he strikes him 3 times in his body. Then he picks Bergamo up and slams him onto the ground, then stomp on his chest till he reverts back to his normal form. Weakling. Goku reverts back to his normal size as well, but he's now in his Super Saiyan 4 state. Because Top witnessed this complete massacre, this makes him want to fight Goku next. So he jumps down into the arena, then he apologizes to the priest, and he allows him to fight Goku. When Top reveals himself, Goku doesn't underestimate him, and he has a feeling that he isn't going to be able to dodge all of his attacks like he did before. When the fight begins, Goku sends a barrage of soaring fists towards Top, and when Top blocks every one of them, Goku starts to envelop his entire fist with his aura. Then he teleports behind Top and strikes him in the back of his head, sending him flying across the arena. Goku blitzes towards Top body as he flies, then he kicks him into the ground. Goku then flies into the air, and he charges up a Kamehameha times 10, and he shoots it at Top while he's down. Top is then hit by the blast, and he's heavily damaged. Top then begins to get back up, and he charges up the rest of his power. But to everyone's surprise, Goku teleports next to him, sending a kick towards his head. But Top grabs his leg and slams his body into the ground. When Top would try to slam Goku's body once again, Goku shoots a blast towards his face, then tries to kick him, causing Top to release him. Now that Goku is free from Top's grasp, he begins to release more of his power, then he launches towards Top with a barrage of kicks and punches that Top will barely even be able to block. The power of Goku completely overwhelms Top, and after a while, he is unable to fight anymore, causing Top to lose the match. Before Top would fly off, he tells Goku just because he won this match doesn't mean that he can beat Jiren. But Goku would ignore Top, but he would keep the name of Jiren in his thoughts. As the exhibition would continue, Universe 7 will be announced as the winners. When the fighters are returned back to Earth, Goku would gather his 8 fighters: Vegeta, Raditz, Piccolo, Android 17, 16, 18, Krillin, Tien, and Roshi. Goku is now stuck because he's down to only 2 fighters left and he doesn't know who to pick. Goku would also think that Master Roshi is a bit too old, so he thinks that if he was a little younger, he will put up a better fight in the tournament. Goku gathers up the Dragon Balls and he makes a wish without Master Roshi knowing, and he wishes for his youth. Goku is now down to 2 wishes, so he wishes for Shenron to tell him about a strong warrior in the universe. Shenron would then tell Goku of the existence of Broly, and how he's a Saiyan with incredible power living on a planet named Vampa, alongside his father Paragus. Goku decides to waste his last wish on bringing them both to planet Earth. Once the dragon grants the wishes, Master Roshi reverts back to his younger self, and he's surprised because he doesn't know anyone who would think to make a wish to revert him back to his youth. Broly and Paragus would then appear next to Goku, and they look around the place in confusion on how they got here. Paragus looks at Goku, and he becomes surprised when he sees Goku's tail. Another Saiyan? Hey, where are we, and how did we get here? Goku greets the 2 Saiyans, and he tells them that they're on planet Earth. Goku walks up to Broly. You must be Broly. How would you feel about having a sparring match with me? Goku notices the metal collar around Broly's neck, and he asks Paragus, could this be a shock collar? And Paragus tells him yes. That's the only way that I could control Broly's power. Paragus then shows Goku the remote, and Vegeta and Raditz fly over to the area to make sure a situation like what happened with Frieza doesn't happen again. But they are surprised once they see Goku and 2 other Saiyans. Kakarot, who are these 2? Once Vegeta says this, Paragus looks up at him, and he gets a flashback to when King Vegeta exiled him from planet Vegeta. Paragus' entire demeanor would change, and he glares at Vegeta and says his name malevolently. Paragus then screams out to Broly to get Vegeta. Then he presses the button on the remote, shocking Broly, and Broly grabs his neck. Then he rushes directly towards Vegeta in great speeds. Vegeta catches Broly's fist. What are you doing? Broly tries to strike Vegeta once again, but Vegeta moves his hand out from his face, then he strikes Broly in his ribs. Then he proceeds to smash his fist into Broly's chest 3 times. Broly lets out a loud scream, and his power begins to rise, and Vegeta transforms into a Super Saiyan. Paragus gets scared once he sees Vegeta transform, and he says no way. Goku puts his hand on Paragus' shoulder, and he squeezes it. Why did you force him to attack him? Vegeta then begins to pummel Broly, forcing him to bring out more of his power, causing him to go into his Ikari form. Raditz then screams out to Vegeta to hurry up and stop Broly so they can go and train for the tournament. Vegeta then transforms into his Super Saiyan God form and he blitzes towards Broly quickly to knock him out, but it doesn't work. Broly grabs Vegeta's arm, then he slams him into the ground, and Broly stomps on Vegeta's body, causing him to spit up blood. Raditz grits his teeth, and he transforms into a Super Saiyan Blue, and he rushes towards Broly. We don't have time for this. Raditz smashes his fist into Broly's face multiple times, then he charges up an aura around his hand and chops Broly on his neck, knocking him out instantly. Goku then grabs the controller out of Paragus' hand, and he smashes it. If you ever do something like this again, I will kill you. Paragus falls to his knees and Vegeta walks up to him. Whatever grudge you have against my father doesn't have nothing to do with me, and that's between you and him. But he's dead now, so you can forget about everything that happened. Paragus grits his teeth, but he's surprised when Vegeta holds his hand out to him. Paragus looks at Vegeta's hand for a minute, then he takes it, and Vegeta lifts him up. Goku goes over to pick up Broly's body, then he flies to his house. After a few hours, Broly wakes up, and then he checks around his neck to see if the shock collar is still there, but it's gone. Broly then begins to look around the room frantically until he sees Goku's red coat. Well, so you're awake. Broly jumps back and gets on guard, and Goku tells him everything's okay. Broly then would ask, where's his father? Then Paragus walks into the room the second after Broly asks for him. When Paragus walks into the room, he now has a Capsule Corp uniform on, and he's all cleaned up. He tells Broly that everything's okay, and that they now have a new home and new jobs. Hours before Broly woke up, Goku gave Paragus another chance at life, and he offered him a job and even gave him a home so him and Broly could stay in. Once Broly is all calm, Goku then gives him a new outfit and Broly puts it on, and he ties Ba's ear around it. Goku tells Broly that he'll have to join his team for the Tournament of Power, and Broly accepts his role. Once Broly is all suited up, him and Goku fly around the planet to inform the members about the tournament and how they have to join it. Once 15 of their 48 hours would go by, Goku thinks it would be a good idea since they have 33 hours left for him and Broly to train inside the time chamber so that he can help Broly control his power so he won't go on a rampage and cause the entire universe to lose. On the outside world, everyone else is training as hard as they can so they can be prepared when the tournament actually starts. During the training with Goku and Broly, meditation would take up most of their time in the chamber, so Broly would be able to control himself when he releases a large amount of power. Even though they still did this, Broly would still lose himself at times, causing Goku to have to catch him before his outburst got even worse. Goku would also be able to bring out the power inside of him to tap into Ultra Instinct Sign. He isn't able to bring it out all the way, but he can access the power in dire situations. Goku would have taught Broly basic knowledge so that Broly won't be just completely feral. Broly has gained access to his Super Saiyan form, but he can't use the legendary Super Saiyan form yet. When the two exit the chamber, they've noticeably got stronger. For the rest of the time that they have left, Goku would spar alongside Master Roshi and everyone else to gauge how strong they've gotten. Minutes before it's time for everyone to leave, Goku would tell everyone that he wants to recruit Frieza. Fortune teller Baba allows Frieza to come back to the world of the living for a few hours. Now that the team is all assembled, Whis teleports them to the arena. Every universe that's fighting just glare at Universe 7, and Top tells Jiren that Goku has just arrived, and Jiren directs his attention towards Goku, and Goku looks at him and smirks. To the surprise of everyone, Jiren appears in front of Goku, and the two begin to face off. Goku lets out a huge amount of energy, and Jiren does the same. The power of these two shakes the ground and scares the other contenders. The Grand Priest would then make his presence known, and Jiren and Goku would stop their face-off, and Jiren would return back to his team. When the tournament officially starts, Goku and Broly would stick together for most of the time and begin to pick off most of the fighters with their combined power. Raditz and Vegeta rushes directly towards Universe 7 because they're the hardest challenge out of everyone in the tournament in their eyes, and Raditz actually wants to fight Jiren. Just as Goku assumed, Master Roshi isn't picked off as quick. Android 16 also assists Krillin, 18, and 17 in many of their battles, allowing them to stay in the tournament much longer. Piccolo and Gohan are much stronger than they were in canon, so every fighter that comes across them, including the Namekians that took them a while to beat, loses relatively quickly. While Goku and Broly would walk around the arena, they come across Universe 6 Saiyans. Kefla would stop her team and she would tell them, hey guys, there's the really strong Saiyan from earlier. Kaba then warns them to get on guard because Goku isn't anyone to take lightly. As they approach one another, Goku and Broly disappears from their sights. Stay alerted guys, they can attack from anywhere. Goku then makes a move, rushing to Kaba so fast that Kaba's eyes can only see a red blur, and he's slammed into the ground. Broly would then blur around Caulifla and Kale, shooting key attacks that cut them constantly. Goku would then slam Kaba's body down constantly, then he throws him towards Caulifla and Kale. Caulifla would try to catch Kaba, but Broly appears in front of her and catches Kaba by his face and slams him into the ground. Goku would transform into a Super Saiyan 2 when Kefla would transform into a Super Saiyan and tries to rush towards Broly while he has his back turned, but Goku blurs in front of her and slams his fist into her gut. Then he backhand her, sending her into a nearby boulder. Goku then shoots a dozen of key attacks at Caulifla and she falls out of Super Saiyan. Goku begins to walk towards her body to throw her out of the ring, but before he could reach her, a large power appears behind him. Kale has now entered her berserker form. Goku's eyes would widen once he sees this. They have another one of those in Universe 6? She's just like Broly. Kale rushes towards Goku, and Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan 4. But before she could reach him, Broly intercepts her and catches her hand. You're just like me. Broly slings Kale away, and she rushes towards him once again, causing the two to begin to clash, sending shockwaves around the area. After all of this happens, Hit would try to run over to try to help, but Gohan will intercept him, and the two begin their battle. As the tournament goes on, most of the other universes are eventually destroyed because they've lost, leaving Universe 6, 7, and 11 as the last contenders. Raditz and Vegeta has now defeated most of the Pride Troopers, but some of them were able to get away and combine their power to defeat some of Universe 7's fighters. Vegeta has gained his Blue Evolution form against Top, forcing him to enter his Akashin form. Over with Jiren and Raditz, Jiren has pushed Raditz to his limits, causing Raditz to decide that he should show off his Blue Spirit form. Raditz goes into the stance as if he's finna perform a Spirit Bomb. Then a power begins to surround his body. Raditz lets out a scream and a white and blue light shoot into the air. This show of power catches everyone around the arena attention. Goku looks over at this and he smirks. So this is the power that you've been holding back, Raditz. Raditz has now entered his Spirit Blue form, and he creates a Keyblade on his left hand, then rushes towards Jiren at full speed. Raditz strikes Jiren, but Jiren blocks the attack, causing him to be pushed back. Raditz then sends a barrage of kicks and punches towards Jiren, causing Jiren to be pushed back because he will block every one of them, until Raditz hits him with a thunderous right hook to his chin. Raditz would then slice Jiren in his chest, causing him to bleed. Jiren then grits his teeth, and he catches Raditz's arm before he could strike him once again, and he uppercuts him into the air. Vegeta would have eventually defeated Top, and he rushes over to help Raditz fight off Jiren because Jiren would have increased his power and gains the upper hand on Raditz. Gohan would have a little trouble while fighting Hit, but he eventually catches on to how to avoid the time skip, leading to Hit being defeated. And over where Broly is fighting the Berserker Kale, he would teach her how to slowly gain control over herself and her power, so he took on a sort of teacher role instead of defeating her quickly. Goku smirks while watching Broly teach Kale because he's witnessing Broly's growth as a person. Goku would then walk over to where Kappa's body is, and he throws him off the edge, and Kale runs over to Caulifla once she gains control over herself. As a last-ditch effort, the Supreme Kai of their universe throws the Potara earrings to the pair, and they put them on, creating the fusion known as Kefla. Goku would be surprised to see this because he's never seen a fusion since him and Vegeta never fused in the Buu Saga. Broly steps up and offers to fight Kefla instead of Goku, so he can reserve his power to fight off Jiren in the end. Kefla goes straight into Super Saiyan 2, and she rushes towards Broly. Broly takes a fighting stance, then when Kefla finally reaches him, he throws a punch and both of the fighters meets hands. Kefla then would follow up with the barrage of kicks and punches, and Broly would do the same, causing the pair to clash. While Vegeta and Raditz would fight off Jiren, their combined power is enough to at least push him back and have him try to at least put in the effort to beat the two. They would soon have a standoff between each other, and Vegeta would rush towards Jiren to strike him before Raditz could even attempt to. Raditz takes this as an opportunity to try something out. Raditz would put his Keyblade into his hand, and he begins to scream out loud as he extends the blade, and he creates a scythe. Raditz would slam the scythe to the ground and send slashes towards Jiren. Vegeta jumps over the attacks, and Jiren is hit by each one of them. Vegeta jumps back to where Raditz is, and they both breathe heavily while watching the smoke around Jiren disappear. He's not beaten yet, Raditz. We both had to hit him with everything that we have right now. Vegeta begins to prepare a final flash, and Raditz starts to charge up more energy into his scythe so he can throw slashes towards Jiren. Once they throw their attacks, Jiren lets out a loud scream and he creates a power wall in front of him, causing the attacks to crash into it and a loud explosion to happen. Before the Saiyans could prepare another attack to send towards Jiren, Jiren would blitz towards them and strike Vegeta in his stomach, and when Raditz would try to swing his scythe at Jiren, Jiren dodges the attack and he throws Vegeta's body towards him, then appears in front of him and strikes him in his face, then in his shoulder, hard enough so Raditz's shoulder would dislocate, causing him to not be able to swing his scythe anymore. Jiren then elbows Raditz in his jaw, and Raditz falls to the ground. Jiren then walks over to Raditz and grabs him by his hair and walks over to Vegeta and kicks him in his stomach, then does the same to him, and he throws both of them off the edge of the arena. Frieza has finally come out of hiding, and he watched the entire fight happen, and he thinks to himself that if he catches Jiren off guard and kick him off, he would not have any trouble for the rest of the tournament. So he transforms into his golden form, and he rushes over towards Jiren in full speed to kick him off the arena, but as soon as he approaches Jiren, Jiren catches him by his leg and breaks it. Frieza then lets out a loud agonizing scream, then Jiren smashes his fist into his face. Then he shoots a blast at Frieza's broken body, and he goes flying off the edge of the arena as well. Over on the side where Goku is, he meditated as the fights went on. He felt the increase of power from Jiren, and he's aware that Vegeta, Raditz, and Frieza has been defeated. Throughout this time, Gohan has also made his way over to where his dad is, and he watches over his body as he meditates. And he's actually enjoying watching the fight between Kefla and Broly. Kefla would jump on top of a large pillar, and she begins to charge up a blast to throw at Broly, and Broly smiles and charges up a Buster Cannon. But as Broly charges up his attack, his smile fades away because he feels that something isn't right. As Kefla makes her cocky remarks and finally throws her attack in what seems like a mere second, Jiren blitzes towards her and strikes her with a thunderous blow in her face. Kefla's blast would disappear and her body would be sent flying. Jiren shoots a blast towards her to make sure her body completely gets knocked off. And now Universe 6 is eliminated from the tournament, making Universe 7 and 11 the only contenders standing. The ground around Broly begins to shake, and Goku finally stands up. Gohan, the real battle is about to begin. Broly rockets towards Jiren and strikes him in his face. Jiren is sent flying, and Broly shoots a blast out of his mouth towards him. Broly then rockets towards him once again, but Jiren lets out a loud scream, increasing his power even more. Jiren catches Broly's fist and strikes him in his face, and Broly does the same to his. The two begin to clash, and Goku and Gohan watches from afar. Gohan would tell Goku that these guys' power feels incredible, and Goku smirks. Wait till you see mine, Gohan. Goku closes his eyes, and then when he opens them again, they're silver. Goku then blitzes over towards where Broly and Jiren are, and he catches both of their hands before they can land another blow on each other. Gohan would look over at the spot where Goku just was, then he looks back towards where Broly and Jiren are. How did he move that fast? Goku would then shoot a blast out of the hand that he caught Jiren's fist with, and Jiren pushes himself back so that it won't affect him. Goku then looks at Broly, and he tells him that he's done well, but now it's his turn, and Broly smirks and goes over to where Gohan is. Goku then directs his attention towards where Jiren is, and he folds both of his arms, and he smirks. Jiren grits his teeth when he sees Goku, and he rushes towards him at full speed and begins to throw a flurry of punches and kicks at Goku, but Goku dodges every one of them. Whis jumps up in excitement upon seeing Goku utilize the power of Ultra Instinct, and the Grand Priest smiles. After dodging one more of Jiren's attacks, Goku would slide over and smash his fist into Jiren's gut, and he quickly strikes him with a dozen punches. Then he kicks him away. I hope you know that you're going to lose this fight, because if this all you have, then I'm just going to finish you right now. Jiren starts to get furious, and he lets out a loud scream, and he's finally entered his full-powered form. This is what I've been waiting for. Finally, I get a fight that will have my blood pumping. Goku will rocket towards Jiren to strike him, but Jiren grabs his arm and he slams Goku into the ground. Goku spins and jumps back up before Jiren could attack him once again, and he tries to kick Jiren, but Jiren blocks the strike and punches Goku in his stomach, then elbows him in his face.
Jiren then follows up with the uppercut to Goku's chin, sending him flying into the air, and he shoots a full-powered blast at Goku, but Goku catches this, and he redirects the blast. But then Jiren appears right in front of him after he does this and strikes him once again, sending Goku crashing into a boulder. Jiren then rushes over to where Goku is, and he begins to pummel him. And after a while, Jiren steps back, and he starts to charge up another attack to finally finish Goku off. And Gohan tries to rush over to where Goku is to save him, but Broly holds him back and tells him to just watch. Goku's body begins to shake vigorously. A white light begins to shine all over the arena, and Belmont screams out to Jiren to hurry up and finish Goku off before he gains even more power. Jiren then shoots the attack at Goku, and Goku catches the blast and appears right behind Jiren. Goku looks at the blast, and he throws it up into his hand. Then he looks over to where Universe 11 is sitting, and he shoots the attack right at them. Jiren rushes towards the attack to swat it away. Then Goku sends a dozen of soaring fists towards him, and Jiren does the same. Goku will blitz towards Jiren, and he completely overpowers him. Goku tries to fight more strategically so he can possibly finish Jiren off as quick as possible because he doesn't want to randomly lose this form, so he increases his power even more to the point where Jiren attacks wouldn't even concern him. Goku would then strike Jiren one last time, and he begins to prepare an attack, and he screams out Ultra Kamehameha. Jiren is soon consumed by the entire blast, and he's sent back to where his universe is sitting. Universe 11 has now been destroyed, and Goku is named as the MVP of the tournament. Then he makes the wish to bring back each universe that was destroyed during this tournament to be brought back to life. The Grand Priest is glad to hear that Goku made a selfless wish, and the dragon begins to restore back the universes. Before the fighters of Universe 7 returns back to their universe, the Grand Priest asks Goku to stay behind, and Whis smiles. Once the fighters make it back to Universe 7, Vegeta and Raditz begs Whis to train them even harder since Goku is training alongside the Grand Priest, and Whis agrees as long as they feed him. Piccolo will also ask Whis to train him as well, and Beerus is intrigued by this request because he wonders what power could a Namekian achieve while training with an angel. Could he even possibly gain God Ki, or would he even be able to gain his own transformation like the Saiyans did with Super Saiyan God? Beerus begins to think of many outcomes of Piccolo's training, and it intrigues him even more, so he hurries and rushes Piccolo to come alongside them. Over at Zeno's palace, the training between the priest and Goku has begun. The training that Goku is going through with the priest is unlike anything he's ever experienced before in his life. The Grand Priest also taught Goku more things about the universes and about how his job works. During this time, Goku has gotten to visit each universe with the Grand Priest, and he meets each destroyer to broaden his knowledge of the multiverse. Over there on Earth, Broly has actually continued his training alongside Gohan, and they've actually gotten even closer. The Saiyan kids has also gained a liking towards Broly, so they try their best to train alongside him and Gohan so that they can gain more power. And Broly has also taken the time to gain more control over his inner anger so that he will be able to tap into his legendary Super Saiyan form. Moro would still eventually have escaped the Galactic Patrol prison like the original, and the patrollers still wouldn't be able to stop him. Moro would still be able to wish for his youth on Namek because Boo isn't alive. Beerus and Jaco goes to Earth to inform the Saiyans about the problem, and they've begged the Saiyans for their help. But Bulma soon informs them that Goku, Vegeta, and Raditz aren't there right now, and it's only 5 Saiyans here, but only 2 could really help them right now. Beerus sees Broly, and he's shocked because Broly's powers feel so wild. Gohan would offer to help them, and Broly would do the same, so he come alongside them. When they begin to go on their way to where Moro is, Beerus informed the fighters about Moro's abilities and what they should avoid while fighting him. When they finally arrive to where Moro is, Broly and Gohan would face Moro's army, and they would quickly defeat them. But Gohan would actually stay behind and fight 7-3 and tells Broly to go ahead and fight Moro. But 7-3 does give Gohan some problems, but Gohan will be able to soon overcome them. Broly transforms into his Sakari form, and he blitzes towards Moro. Moro gets on guard while Broly flies towards him, but he doesn't take him serious because he assumes that he'll easily evade this attack. But he's soon proven wrong when Broly's fists come crashing into his face. Broly begins to completely pummel Moro, and when he attempts to siphon off his power, Broly seemingly isn't affected by this because he has so much power. But Moro is growing stronger because of this, so he isn't able to completely overpower him anymore. Broly Broly takes the time to attempt to transform into his legendary Super Saiyan form, and he lets out a loud scream, and Moro begins to get excited. Broly power begins to shake the entire area, and Mirrors thinks to himself that he wants to learn more about this Saiyan. Broly has entered the form, and he seemingly has control over himself. He blitzes towards Moro once again, and he grabs his face and smashes his head into the ground repeatedly. Then he kicks Moro into the air and strikes him back to the ground, and he begins to pummel him. While he's doing this, he's noticing that Gohan is getting overpowered and he's kind of losing the fight. So he snatches off one of Moro's horns, and he pours his power into it, and he throws it full speed towards 7-3. 7-3 is able to evade Moro's horn, but he is grazed by it. Broly screams out to Gohan, "What are you doing? You better not lose against him." Gohan smiles, and he promises that he wouldn't lose to him. And he charges up more of his power, and he rushes back towards 7-3 with more confidence than ever. Broly smiles when he sees that Gohan has gained more power. But he has made a huge mistake because he let his guard down during when he threw the horn. And Moro punches a hole through his chest, and begins to siphon off more of Broly's power. Broly's eyes widen, and blood begins to pour out of his mouth, and he falls to the ground onto his face. Moro begins to laugh crazily and loud because he's gained a tremendous amount of power. Gohan will hear Moro's laugh, and he feels that Broly's power has just went down. And he looks over and he sees Broly on the ground with a hole in his chest. 7-3 begins to taunt Gohan because Broly has been beaten. Gohan will scream out Broly's name, then his power begins to increase. Gohan lets out another scream, and his hair changes from black to white, and it grows longer. This increase of power has reached way over to Beerus' planet, and the trio that's training with Whis realizes that this is Gohan's power. Piccolo and Raditz are concerned because they wonder who could Gohan be fighting to make him gain this increase of power this quickly. Then they ask Whis to take them over to where Gohan is. Gohan has now entered his beast form, and he's angry. Gohan blitzes towards 7-3, and he kicks him out of the air. Then he rushes down towards him and smashes his fist into his head, killing him instantly. Moro takes a step back after witnessing Gohan do this. Then Gohan directs his attention towards Moro, and he looks even angrier than before. Moro would grit his teeth, and then he would try to send blast towards Gohan, but Gohan would appear in front of him, and he strikes him in his face. Moro's body is then sent flying across the land, and Gohan flies full speed to catch Moro, and he kicks him in his stomach, and then he strikes him in his face and smashes his hands into his head, sending Moro crashing into the ground. Gohan flies towards where Moro is, and he begins to punch his body repeatedly, causing the crater that Moro is in to get deeper. Moro wouldn't be able to do nothing against Gohan because his power is too incredible, and he can't fight against this. Gohan flies into the air, and he begins to charge up a special beam cannon. Then he shoots it into Moro's stomach, killing him instantly. When Whis will arrive, everyone sees Gohan flying in the air in his new form. Then they look around the area and see Moro and Broly's body on the ground. Piccolo and Raditz screams out to Gohan, and Gohan looks over at them. Then he flies over to where they are, and he begins to inform them about the entire situation that has just occurred. Beerus and Jocko would then go over to the group, and they would thank Gohan profusely. Jocko would then smirk, and he would think in his head that he was right to bring along these two, even though Bulma is the one who told him to. When Whis would see Beerus, he greets him, but Beerus would try to act like he didn't hear them, so his cover wouldn't be blown. Gohan then flies over to where Broly's body is, and he checks and sees if he's still alive. But to his surprise, Broly would begin to throw up a lot of blood. Piccolo would then throw a sensu bean at Gohan, and Gohan would catch it and feed Broly it. Then he recovers instantly, and he thanks Gohan. Moro's dead body would then be collected by the Galactic Patrol. Then the Z-Fighters would go on about their lives until Granola appears and makes his wish. Granola does still plan to kill Frieza in the sands, so he goes to Earth, and the first person that he sees is Raditz, training alongside his son. Granola tries to rush at Raditz, but Raditz catches his fist, and their fight begins to start. Raditz transforms into his Super Saiyan Spirit Blue, and he actually puts up a fight against Granola. Vegeta, Broly, Gohan, and Piccolo would then arrive soon upon sensing Raditz use all of his power. Granola eventually beats Raditz, and Piccolo takes the opportunity to show off his orange Piccolo form. Then he would also be beat. Vegeta would go into Ultra Ego, and Gohan would go into Beast form, and Broly would go into his legendary Super Saiyan form and they would all fight Granola. But it still wouldn't be enough. As the fight would go on, Granola would then start to prepare an attack to finish them off until the heaters would then appear on Earth and Gas would come out and he's now stronger than Granola. This is when things would change and Granola would have to fight alongside the Saiyans to defeat Gas, but they still wouldn't be able to fight him. The Z-Fighters would then think that it would be a huge help if Goku was here. Then a bright light shoots out from the sky onto the ground, and everyone sees Goku, alongside the Grand Priest. Goku's power has increased tremendously, so the wish that Gas and Granola has wished for wouldn't have applied to Goku because he wasn't in the universe. But they wouldn't have known this. The Grand Priest wishes Goku good luck, then he leaves. Goku stares at Gas and frowns. Did you do this to them? Gas and Granola would then gain a memory of Bardock upon seeing Goku because he looks exactly like him. Gas scoffs at Goku and he tells him that he's going to die alongside them and pay for his father's actions. Both Goku and Raditz raises an eyebrow at this and Granola begins to tell the story about Bardock. Goku would then tell the others that he's glad to see that they've gained so much more power. Then he grins when he sees the Destroyer earring on Vegeta's ear. Well, Vegeta, you've been busy, haven't you? Goku then gets serious and he says that he has also. Goku lets out a loud scream and a white aura envelops his body, and fur begins to grow around his skin, and his hair transforms into the style of a Super Saiyan 4, but is white. Goku blisters towards Gas and smashes his fist through his chest, killing him instantly. Everyone is shocked upon seeing this because they fought to their heart's content and still wasn't able to defeat Gas. But here comes Goku with this new form and kills him in one strike. Goku then walks over to where Granola is and he asks him, is he friend or foe? And Granola looks at Goku and he tells him neither. Goku would sympathize with Granola because he heard that story that he told and he asks Granola that he can stay on his planet because he would be much safer here. Granola would take this offer into consideration and then he leaves the planet. He then wishes for his youth back and he loses all his powers. Goku then informs the Saiyans about the training that he did with the Grand Priest and how he obtained this new power. Goku also lets them know about the goal he has to become the Grand Priest's right-hand man because he can gain more power and learn more from him. Thank you guys for tuning in to this What If because it's now completed. Maybe in the future I would add on another part to this series just in case you guys like it. But I would only know this if you guys comment and tell me how much I've enjoyed this and if y'all show a lot of love with the story that's going to be created with this What If.